All right, I'm going to start
Okay.
this off with a message to the Avatar community. All of you, stop being such freaking weirdos, dude. We've had many comments throughout the history of the podcast, and like some of them have been negative, some of them have been positive. We've never had such an influx of negative comments in relation to a movie that we're talking positively about. It does not make any sense that we are giving these high reviews and we are talking really positively about these movies, and then you guys just come out with such negativity right off the bat, and you're wrong. You're saying information about your own franchise that is incorrect, and it is so unbelievably frustrating because we're not talking negatively about the movie to begin with. Hello everyone, welcome back to Mediak, and obviously we are going through the Avatar movies, and we are finishing it off with the third one, and I hope that this week we can have an actual normal conversation in the comments. That would be really awesome. I would really appreciate that. As usual, we have Austin, Skylar, Chandler, and Zach. Cassie will not be joining us today. We did have to record a little bit earlier than usual, thanks to Austin. Sorry to call you out. So Cassie will not be joining us because of that reason here. Did anyone want to volunteer to do that? Actually, you know what? It has to be Chandler because he saw the movie longer ago. Therefore, he had more time to process. So hit us with the go ahead, Sky. What?
I genuinely thought you were gonna do the reverse, and it was gonna be me because I probably saw it the most recent.
That is probably true, but I'm throwing it to Chandler.
Actually, I was watching it last night as a refresher.
Oh, so you're prepared.
Did you pirate it on the second viewing, or did you actually go to the theater again?
No, I pirated on the second viewing.
Okay.
I did not want to go back and watch this in theaters.
That's fair.
I feel like
it's 3.5 hours long. 3:15 or whatever.
3.5 hours for Way of the Water Part 2. Okay, so the story takes place directly after the second film. They're still like mourning over Jake Sully's firstborn son. But the Sky people are still out and looking for him. And they're still targeting villages, like the water villages. I think at some point, Jake Sully. Okay, sorry. Jake Sully
I saw your eyes
Spider
back and forth, like you were trying to figure out what the fuck happened in this movie. I really enjoyed that.
Sorry, guys. It's a rough morning. What can I say?
No, dude, I get it. This is early for you too.
So they decide that it might be too dangerous to have Spider with them because evidently air is an issue this time around, not like it was in the first film.
Wait a second.
So yeah, he's running out of like gas masks or whatever, oxygen masks, whatever you want to call them. So it's safer for him to be back at like the base or whatever, where he has like infinite access to that. So these air traders show up, these merchants, and they're deciding, okay, you know what, Spider, it's best for him to go with them and go back. It's too dangerous for him to live with where they are currently. That doesn't go so well with the family, so they all decide to go on a little road trip, so to speak. That goes super bad because the General Quaritch.
Yeah, that's
I remember that right from last time. General Quaritch is still hunting him down, and finds them, but not before the Raiders, this new tribe of Na'vi, show up, which I think are pretty sick. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
They like trash the whole squad of merchants, whatever. Like, burn their stuff up because they're big spiel.
The Sky Na'vi.
Sorry, the Raiders. The Raiders.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I misspoke and said Sky people when I meant to say like Sky Na'vi clan or whatever the hell.
Right. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so they cause some mayhem. The whole family gets split up, and the general and the father, Jake Sully, team up to go save them. There's lots of back and forth, I guess you could say. No, there's not that. Sorry, guys. This is what you guys get whenever I'm the one summarizing this. You get a long one.
Right after waking up too. No, you can popcorn someone if you want, Cassie.
No, it's okay. I got this. I can lock in. I'm just not trying to be too long. All right, so we're gonna skip some. So the general goes to seek out the Raiders because that leader's
He thinks she's
the Raiders
cute.
leader. I can't remember her name. She's very good at like getting question or answers out of people.
That's
Do
the
like
reason why he
hallucinating
went
or
to her.
whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
No other reason.
No- nothing else.
So yeah, they team up for reasons other than necessarily his main objective, and he finds out where Jake Sully and his family are by targeting more villages, and then they send a whole armada at Jake Sully. They capture him. He's now in custody, and they also get Spider, but Jake Sully's wife rescues them. Natiri. He calls upon Turok Muktan again, or that big flying bird,
Big red
bird.
dragon guy.
And they call upon AWOL and they save the day.
Hell yeah.
They just fight this guy.
They start to not
I
save
gotta be
the
honest
day,
with you.
and then they save the day. I mean, you basically, dude, this movie is like 3.5 hours long. Obviously, the
You hit the
summary was
biggest
going to be a
points.
longer one, yeah. And it's impossible to hit everything. And plus, like the movie, like Austin said last week, like it definitely has some points in which you can go to the bathroom. I remember, like during my viewing, I went to the restroom, like, I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes. And I came back and I was like, what did I miss? And she said, nothing. And I didn't feel like I missed a single thing. I never was confused. Like there wasn't a line that I felt like I missed. There's a lot of dilly-dallying in this movie, making so that it definitely. Oh, wait, we have a process. We don't talk about negatives first. We talk about positives.
I was gonna say
first.
we're gonna go positive into negatives, and then we're gonna do our like, dislike, favorite, least favorite, funniest, if you have one, score.
Okay.
But
Can I go first?
Do you want to kick off the positives? Yeah.
Who said that?
You read my mind.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I want to hear what you guys think of the Ash people, because I think that at the turn point of this movie, like the halfway bit where Quaritch joins the Ash people, I think the movie not like gets better, because I feel like it was consistently pretty solid. But I found so much more enjoyment whenever they were like riding on the back of the dragons, like just like shooting guns, and it was like my fantasy that I was talking about last movie, but like to the nth degree. I was like, I love this. And then whenever they appeared in the final battle, I was like, this is fun. I'm having a blast with this. This is really great. Did you guys enjoy the Ash people?
Yeah, I did. I thought they were really cool. It was cool to see like another tribe, like as far back as like the original Na'vi, and then their speedy development, and then their like learning curve, and then like what they kind of worship, because they worship fire.
Yeah,
which
they had
is
a completely
really
different
cool
mentality, which is something that
And they do
felt like we
drugs.
missed. Yeah, that is
A
true.
lot of drugs.
They did do a lot of drugs, yeah. But I
Yeah.
felt like a complaint that we had with the last movie was that like one tribe of Na'vi didn't feel very different from the other tribe of Na'vi, apart from like their physical differences, and that was like immediately addressed with the Ash people. I thought it was awesome. I really enjoyed seeing that entire clan. Sorry for cutting you off. Keep going.
Well, I think going back to what you were saying, it addressed another one of ours, and it was the general being the main boss the entire time. Half of this movie, he wasn't an enemy. Half of this movie, he was not an enemy. And the other half, he was. Half of it, he was trying to save Spider with Jake. And then the other half, he was an enemy. So,
I would argue that the lady wasn't as much of an enemy as I expected / wanted her to be, if that makes sense. Like, she didn't have basically... I feel like you could count how many lines of dialogue she had, or different times that she spoke, on like two hands, which was really disappointing to me, because I thought that they were... I guess this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler for later, but I thought that they were like the best part of the movie to me, and I was really upset. Not really upset. I didn't leave the movie like kicking the ground, being like, why wasn't she in the movie more? But like if I were to like pick something that was a little disappointing, it definitely would be that. But like hammed up every scene that she was in. I really loved like that character. I just wish she was in the movie slightly more. Austin agrees with me, but we're talking about positives.
Well, I feel like, mine's actually going to go to a positive. I feel like she didn't need to say much. I thought she was super threatening, just like doing the action. She didn't be like, yeah, now I'm going to get you. She just did.
Well, totally.
And,
I was just saying like the scenes in general, like every scene that she was in, she was menacing, but also she had a line. I just felt like she didn't have many scenes in the movie compared to like the humans or the like general guy, which I thought the general guy had he had a sufficient amount of scenes in the movie. I just wish that it was like less humans, more ash people, Navi, you know?
Okay, so you just wanted to see like more of them and have the leader be like more vocal?
No, not more vocal. I just wanted more scenes with her. Like, I don't care if she had more lines. I just wanted to see her more. Like, I thought she was perfectly threatening, and I liked the lines that she said. I just like what I was saying was every line that she's in and she's threatening, she's also talking. So I was just saying like the lack of lines is an example of how little screen time she had.
I see. I see what you're saying now.
Yeah. Probably get most of her next movie.
Yeah. And also like I don't know about you guys, but I didn't get the vibe that Korich like actually died in this movie. Like,
oh god, no! What are you talking about?
No.
Not even.
He landed on something. Yeah, he landed in water. He landed on something in the water. Got picked up and taken away back.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I think
like,
he's going to be Jesus 2.0 personally.
Probably.
No,
I mean,
we already have our one.
We already have two actually now. We have two Jesus.
Well, no, not like Awa Jesus, but like the fire god Jesus thing.
Yeah.
Like the opposite.
So
like
we'll have three Jesus in the Navi world. That's great.
The opposite Jake's daughter for the fire people.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, no, he would be the opposite Jake because Jake was the Taruk Maktan. That's Jesus 1. And then there's the daughter, which is like actual Jesus.
I feel like we can't even call Jake Jesus anymore because like his daughter's literally Jesus.
Well,
like
but like the general is the same thing as Jake. But
we could just call Jake a prophet.
Oh, okay, yeah, prophet.
Yeah.
And then
he's more Moses-y.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. A little bit. Interesting.
And what's something off of your notes?
I just wanted to say the leader for like that raid. I forget her name. Because we were all giving opinions. I thought that she was pretty
Badassatron.
That was good.
I had like queued up for a while. I forgot why I was selecting it for a second. That's right. I wanted to give my opinion.
That's fine. When you're waiting on a joke so long, you forget the joke.
Yeah, I had to remember myself. I really liked her. I can agree. I wish she was on the screen more, but I mean, you guys were wondering if they're going to bring up the whole attacking the Tulkins and if that would carry on over into the third film, or if that was just if that was world building or whatever. And we got a lot of that this movie.
Yeah,
I feel like we're going to get a lot of her next movie.
Hopefully.
A lot.
But like, I don't know. I didn't feel as though, because like last movie, you could remove the whale scene from that last movie and it doesn't impact the movie at all. Like it genuinely doesn't.
You just have to explain it.
Exactly. Yeah. That was sequel bait for this movie so that they didn't have to re-explain that all that stuff in this movie. So like, my problem in the last movie wasn't that like that they were doing it or whatever. It just was that it was an irrelevant piece of information in the previous movie, and I guess should have been held out for this one. Not that like obviously they needed to have like an explanation for hunting. Actually, you know what? I've explained out of it because I thought about Austin's point in the first movie that we need to have a reason for them to be hunting the whales instead of them just hunting the whales in general. So they had to explain it. Interesting. I don't know. I think that's actually really well implemented now that I think about it a little bit deeper. I'm changing my opinion. I liked it. Never mind.
Can I go contrary to that, actually?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I think you could take out all of the whale scenes from the second and third movie and the general plot would not change whatsoever.
You're right. You are right about that, but if you're going to have the whales in there, I'm happy.
I'm not saying that you should. I'm like, I love the whale scenes. I love all of that.
That's Chandler's favorite part, dude. What the hell?
Yeah, no, it's one of mine too. I'm not saying you should, but it is. I don't know. We're still in the positive, so I'm not going to like knock on anything too much. But it is interesting that I feel like the general structure of both movies would remain pretty much the exact same.
Yeah, I that is true actually, especially the second and third one. Like, I know that I specifically made the joke back whenever the second one came out that the first and the second one are like the same movie. Upon rewatch, I don't necessarily fully agree with that, but the second and third are pretty freaking similar.
I think it's like the third is just half the first movie and half the second and just smush those together.
That's what I thought too. Literally, it was.
It kind of was.
The coolest part from the first one was the like big sky dragon, and then they brought it back, and then it was like the second one was the whales, and then they brought it back, and then they're like, oh wait, daughter's Jesus.
That's a movie.
Like, big battle at the end where AWOL saves everyone. Guess where that happened? First movie.
Since you brought up the daughter in Awa, like I really liked how they like delved more into her character and like expanded upon her powers and stuff like that. I slight negative. This isn't like a massive thing, but I thought that anytime that she moved her tail hair like on its own, I thought it looked really weird. I didn't like it, but like I really enjoyed the focus on that character. I think she's like one of the most interesting characters that they've introduced in the series. So I love that part of this movie.
I agree. And the one thing that I wrote down. Oh, sorry, Jen.
I was just gonna say, like, speaking on that, has anyone here played Horizon, the video game series through PlayStation? She is literally Aloy.
Aloy,
just hella spoilers in case you guys wanted to play that game. But Aloy, the main character, the one with red hair, she's literally on Fortnite, bro. She's the guy from Fortnite.
Oh.
No. I promise she existed before Fortnite. No, yeah, she's literally Kiri.
Interesting. Okay, I don't want you to elaborate in case I ever play this game, but that's interesting. Skylar, what were you saying?
But I was saying I actually liked how I don't think Jake was the main character in this movie. It did not feel like he was like the main focus at all, and it felt like it was more like on the individual members of his family were more fleshed out than like him. And like if we like set it up as like a percentage of screen time, like it's probably like pretty evenly split across everybody, but Jake was like so much higher in the other movies that it felt like he kind of like took like a back seat, and like the younger brother got like a huge step. I think Spider got some more, a decent bit more screen time. The Jesus girl got a lot more. Even Took got a lot more. Like she had some actual moments in this movie, which was crazy for like a little kid to have like some of these moments. But I actually thought they did it pretty well. It was like not. I don't want to compare it to the Looney Tunes without bugs, but it was like they kind of weighed pretty heavily on Jake in the first movies, and they kind of let him take a backseat. And I think it actually ended up working out pretty well. Like,
definitely
this one feels
the first movie. Like obviously Jake's the main character, but I felt like in the second movie it was definitely more like spread out between people. Like I felt like in the second movie the only person that didn't get a lot of screen time was Natiri. And she definitely got more screen time in this movie, but I didn't feel as though Jake was like this. Like if you were to ask me what the main character of the second and third movie were, I'd say like the family or something like that. You know?
Yeah, but like I'm meaning it in a way that Jake was the one driving like everything. He was driving like majority of the plot points. Right, yeah. And in this one, he's not. He like is the Turk Makto, and that's like basically it.
Split apart at the beginning of it, so like he can't control everything and everyone, and there's no comms, so he can't tell them what to do. Yeah, no, you're right about that. I did like that. Chandler, I want to address something that you brought up because I think of it as like a positive, mainly because of the interpretation aspect of it. You mentioned either 2 weeks ago or last week or something like that you didn't like the mask thing at the beginning of Spider, and I'm gonna say I do, because I think that the movie heavily implies that Natiri fucked with the mask, the initial mask, and caused it to like malfunction. And then, like, obviously they had to use the backup one that wasn't like as high quality. Austin shaking his head, but the second something happened with it, they cut to Natiri and she was away from Spider, like just looking at him like this. And I was like, that's an interesting angle they went for there. You disagree?
You're giving this movie too much credit, man. I genuinely do not think that it has the depth to do that. And sorry, I'm not trying to go too much into negative.
The very following scene with Natiri, is the first scene that she brings up the like just killing Spider straight up. That like the second they walk out of the tent, she runs up to him and is just like, we should kill him. That made me be like, that's too on the top of her mind. She just did something right there.
I'm not even saying that that's not something she would do. I'm just saying like I like she switches up on it halfway
towards
through the
end
movie.
of the movie. But like
Well,
that's a
yeah,
character
toward the end
development
after
thing. Yeah,
But
and
she
Jake obviously
apologized.
switched up too. Like he went
It
from
didn't make sense though. How does that make any
I'm
sense
not
though?
saying it does. I'm saying that's what they were trying to go for. I'm pretty sure. My interpretation of that scene was that Natiri did it because I think that they heavily implied that.
It's interesting. I would have to rewatch it for a third time to see that, I guess.
So,
Or just rewatch
like,
that scene, bro. No need to go
I,
to the
um,
entire movie.
I get that vibe too, because the entire time, for like majority up until the movie, up until that switch that Austin's talking about, she's calling him what, pink people or pink person.
Yeah, and then she has
or,
that racism scene,
that.
like literally.
Yeah, she's
two
straight
scenes
up,
later.
like racist. Talks about
That
how much
was
she
really-
hates him and like all of that. So I could definitely see that she tried to do that, because again, in the previous two movies, we didn't have an issue, which could be like they've been there for so long they're running out of mass, which like that is like a possibility. But I don't know. I think she did mess with the mask. She wanted him gone because of the sky people coming to them and hurting them anyway. And they're like, they can find him. He's the reason why we're having so much trouble. Just get rid of him. Make it seem like an accident. The kids aren't upset. It was just bad luck.
That was before they were looking
She
for him,
threatened
though.
to kill him at the end of last movie. This movie takes place like a couple days after that one. His dad like was part of killing her son, and then her entire plot point, like obviously we're probably going to address it when we talk about negatives, but her entire plot in this movie was being racist towards sky people. So like I think it's 100% within the story possibility that she attempted to kill Spider.
I have a valid. Sorry, go ahead, Chan.
Is it racism or is it like speciesism?
I mean,
She,
in
like,
the context of the
whole-
movie, it's
right.
the same thing, you know. Even though it is,
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
He
think
does
it's
focus on the skin
speciesism.
color a lot.
Yeah.
yeah, that is true.
Probably speciesism, but it's supposed to. I think it's supposed to be racism.
An analogy
the movie.
for that, yeah.
Yeah.
obviously, yeah.
So like it is speciesism. Like you are correct,
Mhm.
but it's basically
Yeah,
racism.
I guess I didn't think it was like it's not like typical racism though, because it's like she truly hates. She only knows the bad side of humans.
No, she
Sky
doesn't,
people. Like
though.
she's only seen the bad side of them. So
She
she
fell
hasn't. She
in
has
love with
Jake.
Jake in the first movie.
And then all
Yeah,
of her
I feel
kids
like
are technically
he's
half.
like one
Yeah.
exception. I thought. I mean, like I
Grace.
can understand like her hatred because man, these guys have killed countless of their friends and family. I just
Well, they also
assumed
like
she
Grace.
just was like, you know what, I hate everything about them because that's all she
Well,
can
didn't she
think
also-
of. Just
Didn't she also
killers.
like Grace?
Yeah. I mean, I don't
She
know.
also
I guess
I
there
mean,
are some few
they were chill.
exceptions.
maybe she like, well, I don't know. I really didn't like, out of all the people, like out of all the Na'vi to have this like racism switch, I felt like it was. Okay, are we done with positives? Should we just adjust?
Let
this?
me go through my notes, because I think I do have
Just
like, one or
because
two.
Austin already mentioned that he has a point against what we were talking about. Just let him go first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This will be fast. If Neytiri wanted Spider dead, he'd be fucking dead. Sorry.
Yeah, but
I don't think she would have attempted murder. I think if she was actually trying to do that, she would have hidden the actual pack or thrown it away. He'd be dead because she don't play around. I think that is a good point, and I don't think she would do the attempted murder thing. Personally, that's my belief.
Just like kill him though. She'd make it like hidden.
She has to make it seem
from
like
the
she'd
try to
family,
kill
Make
him,
it so
but,
that
like,
make it so
no.
that the family wouldn't be like, oh, Neytiri was the one that did this.
How does
I think she?
I think
I don't know.
I think it had to be like reasonable. They couldn't have been like, where did the pack go? It was in the base, like
I don't know.
when we went to bed. You know, what if she
She
did
go
hide it?
behind-
It took a while for them to find it. Like, but it had to have still been inside of the hut because it wouldn't have made sense for it to just disappear.
Or what if she like? Or what if she like got it to where, because they were asleep when it fell, like when it went off. So like there was like a realistic chance they didn't wake up. Like it was really loud, but like there's a realistic chance they didn't wake up, and then he was just dead whenever they woke up.
Me and G started laughing during that scene because we assumed it was his like military alarm, and we were like, that's just another like realistic real world thing in this Na'vi world, and we were like, he just has a military launch alarm, yeah. And then we were like, oh, Spider.
I don't think she'd go behind Sully's back though. Do that.
In this movie, she
It's not
would.
part
She
of her
literally
character.
was like, "I look at
She
you with hate." That's what, like, not what she said. But he said,
But
"You
she's-
look at me like that," and she said,
They always
"Yes."
talk through things though.
But not in this movie, though. Like, I'm
I don't
saying,
know.
like, it's realistic. it fits the Natiri that they built in this movie specifically.
Did they build her, or did she start out? Because that was in the beginning. That was in the beginning when she was doing that.
I meant
Her hatred turned up to like 100.
Yeah, I meant
I
built
feel-
as in like the writers of the movie built this to be her character development within the movie for some reason.
But I just have one more point if we want to get into the negatives, and we can kind of keep going with this or go to the Natiri. I like that this like it was crazy. I did not expect this tribe to have suicide bombers in it.
Yeah, that
they
was
used that
really
more
nuts.
though. That was such a cool
They used it
concept.
once.
It was
It
such a
was,
cool
but, like,
concept. Why didn't they use it?
I don't know if
more?
they had another good chance for it. I legit think they used it the one time. It made a ton of like. When else would they have used it? After that, they had
in
guns.
the final battle. They totally could have used
They
it
had
in the final
guns.
battle. Well, I know that, but like, so
But
they had the flamethrower. That could have been a way easier way to do it. Like, oh, I'm out of
Yeah,
ammo.
but-
like, no, dude, they could have. There's a perfect way to do it. A bird flies over next to the queen, and he goes like, "Oh, I'm out of ammo," and then she says the thing again, and then lights him on fire with the gun, and he then like, since he doesn't have any way to attack, he then suicide bombs. That's such a cool concept. They should have done that.
That is.
Yeah.
I will say that, but I don't think any of them ran out of ammo
That's not
besides
true.
the. Who else did? Who
well,
else
they
reloaded?
didn't visually show it, but like, come on, dude.
Yeah,
It's
well,
a
that's what
tribe
I'm
of people
saying,
that
like-
don't use guns regularly.
Yeah.
They're not going to be
Just-
conservative with their
I'm
animals.
just gonna hold the trigger.
Yeah. exactly.
That is true, but they didn't visually show another one. The only one they
Because
showed
there's no
was
other character in the
cool.
tribe that matters. You know, like what's the
Hey,
point of showing them other than doing a
the
cool shit
general
like that?
matters. He's definitely part of that tribe.
Well, yeah, but obviously we're going to see him a lot.
But
It was so funny.
did think it
him
was
walking
really-
into that scene, like all painted up, and he was like, "Why didn't you include me in this, bro? Look in the mirror. That's why."
yeah. It's like the one like meme where it's a ton of military guys on the wall, and then like one clown like dressed up like as a clown, and it's like, hey
like, who was
guys,
it?
yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
But I'm ready to get into some negatives if everybody else has said their piece
Wait, I have
on
one
the
more positive.
positives.
One more positive that'll transition into a negative. I think that this movie is the best shot cinematically, and I know shot's like a weird way to say it because it's like CG, but like the way that the light shined on the like camera in certain angles was really impressive to me. The most impressive shot was the one where I'm forgetting his name. The general man was approaching the ash people, and like he just was not like super pale, but it just was such an impressive like CG shot with the sun. I know I said shot like 10 times, but I'm blanking on a synonym for it. But like it was incredible. But to go off of that, not that I'm transitioning into the negative. Not that the CG was bad, but it was the least impressive in this movie because they didn't like do anything. It was more of like a refined version of last movie. The first movie like pushed forward CG like across the board, and it changed the entire game of it. What in the second movie they created an entire new like way to make CG with people being underwater and water in general. Like water in last movie and this movie looks unbelievably real. It is crazy, but this movie didn't do something like that. It just was like slightly better looking version of last movie. We've been able to do fire since like we've made CG for the first time. Like this movie didn't change CG. It just was more of the last movie. Do you know what I mean with that?
Yeah, but I don't know if I agree entirely. Like there was such a big gap between the first and the second movie that the technology was so different. But this one was a relatively short gap, so I doubt much changed. So
no, I know that, but I'm just saying like that leads it to be like less impressive because like it's just
because the last movie was so different.
it's just like they
Because-
spent the last 2 years just making things be a little bit more detailed. It wasn't like they designed a new way to film fire or something like that. They just dragged and dropped the fire CG into it. If that makes
Actually,
sense.
that was a bit of a downgrade.
Especially at the end. Like I thought that the light magnet stuff didn't look all that great. Go ahead, Chandler.
Yeah, no, I can't remember specifics, and especially watching this on my phone. Like it was definitely like cam quality. I saw a couple heads of
You're
people.
baiting with that, bro. You
I
saw
don't
it
know
in
if
the
you get an
theaters.
opinion on
I
this
know you
thing.
did.
I
You're
know.
baiting.
I know. I did see it though, like on the big screen. I'm trying to recall. I remember like two moments where I thought like I saw some PS4 graphics.
It wasn't often though.
Not like really a handful's worth, and I definitely didn't write it down. So
Was it
I don't
the
remember?
scene at the end whenever like the younger brother's like pointing the gun? And you like see from
you
like the
see through
first
the scope.
like, the shooter. Yeah.
I guess some of those didn't look the
Maybe.
best.
No.
There's two scenes.
That one gave me PS4 graphic type just because I see it so just because games.
I think that the like the Na'vi and the people themselves, it's perfect. Like they're basically humans. They've nailed that. Especially the ones that most impressed me were I'm the leader of the Ash people. You could like the paint on her, the way that you can see each individual like not roll like
Yeah.
roll, like not
Brushstroke.
imperfection. Yeah, brushstroke. It was crazy detail. But there was like two scenes that made me be like, "Ooh, I didn't like that." Like some of the wide shots of the that like magnet energy thingy, the portal thing that they introduced at the
The
end
flux.
of the movie. Yeah, I was like, ooh, that's definitely the worst looking this movie like is, in my opinion. Maybe it's because it's just too fantastical and they just don't have like a basis to go off of, something to compare it to, so they just had to like freehand it, and it just is different for this world that's like so unbelievably real looking. And then there's a bit where Jake and the general are like running through the forest towards like the beginning half of the movie, and I just was like,
Yeah.
that didn't look the best. But that's
Whenever
like the only
he's in
two points.
handcuffs.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Okay, yeah. I think I kind of agree there. Again, I don't think this movie really looked
Yeah, we're
that
nitpicking.
bad. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I only said that negative in the aspect of like what did this do? Like, what did this movie? Because this entire
Yeah, it doesn't-
franchise, for haters of the franchise, I'm not a hater. I like this franchise, but like haters of the franchise were like, oh, all the series does is like push forward CG and advance it. Like this movie didn't even do that, so the haters are gonna probably like have a field day with it. But like it's just more the last one.
Yeah, I really felt like it was a part two, honestly.
Because it was. They
I feel
filmed
like-
them at the same time. That's why like our this is gonna sound so fucked up because he's a kid, but like our problem of Spider not being like the best actor, like that wasn't addressed in this movie because they filmed the movies back to back. So like obviously he's not gonna improve all that much as an actor because he was filmed at the same time.
I wish his lines were better because he just says, "Come on, bro. Come on, let's go. We gotta get going." Like, come on, bro.
They all say that.
His lines suck.
He's just not a
they all
character is the thing. Like it's
Yeah.
tough to like him. Like he does decent things at times that are likable,
Dude,
but
I like him.
I'm like, what's he? I don't know.
I like that scene where
I don't know
Jake
what he
almost
brings
killed
personally.
him. Like I think that's like just a really well written and well shot scene. I'm not saying Austin. I'm not saying it's great. I'm saying in isolation, that's in isolation.
Analyzing my facial reaction
in-
so much, man.
in
let me do my thing.
That's fair.
He
I
just
am
wants to
letting you
live
do
rent free.
Okay.
Like I just like close my mouth tightly and Zach was like
you do one
instant
of these.
defense mode.
Yeah. In isolation,
Sorry, I'm like-
that scene is great because like
I
of the
agree.
way that like Jake is so upset about everything, and the way that Spider turns around and is like, I get it. I understand why you're doing this, but do you still love me? He shouldn't understand why he's doing it. That's something that I was like,
He
that's-
lied.
I actually wrote that down because I have that in like favorite-ish category because it was like, I know I have to go see Awa now, but do you still love me? And Jake said, with all my heart. And I was just like,
Is it all your heart?
really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get to that scene made me so angry. I was actually feeling
you.
at the screen.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
because
wish.
And it meant nothing. Like, can
Yeah.
we just
Yes.
what was the purpose of that?
He literally was like, "You've saved my life so many times. You're a danger, but he's contributed so positively to the family, and now all of a sudden he's like, yeah." I was defending you so hard before, but now I'm going to kill you. And then I'm like about to, but then I can't. So then we're going to go back. So he's like, he dragged him into the forest to kill him, to not be able to, which not being able to makes sense because that is part of his family. But I don't get why he dragged him in there. He pulled him aside and gave him like these long talks and held the knife like at his neck for so long for him to not be able to do it. It made, I don't know.
Also, he brought him
Jake
specifically
flipped
to the
back
point
and
in which
forth.
the sun would come down in a way that looks cinematic. That made me giggle. I was like, here is the fine part. Like, oh, you waited so that it could look all pretty and stuff. Like, what the fuck, dude? You know you did that for the screen.
Like, Jake made me so insanely mad this entire movie, and like that was a huge part of it. I feel like he was constantly flipping back and forth. I'm just gonna get into my huge Jake rant. I have it all right here, and this topic got me going. So, huge Jake rant. At the beginning of the movie, it picks off where the last movie left off. Whenever he looks at his son and says, "I see you, I understand you," to immediately not understanding him, straight from the beginning again. He's straight back to zero where he began. He doesn't think he does anything good. He did not really do anything again in this movie to show that he understands.
Okay, I'm gonna negate that one point real quick because I have a problem with the brother, because I had a problem with him in the last movie that he didn't have any character development despite doing the exact same thing and messing up repeatedly until the end of the movie, which I was like, oh, his brother's a fridge because now he's going to be used to change his character in a way. But he fucking didn't. He didn't change. At the beginning of the movie, he did the exact same thing that got his brother killed. And I just was like, you know what? I understand that Jake doesn't like him. I get it, because he fucking killed his brother. At the beginning of the movie, in the stupid ass narration, he was like, oh, I killed my brother and I have to live with that the rest of my life. No, you don't, because you immediately forgot that character development in the very following scene whenever your dad was like, oh, protect your siblings. And then he didn't. And then he didn't do it. Like, come on, dude.
Why did he take the comms off? Like, yeah. I'm going to say this, and I'm sorry to pause your rant, Sky, but like, I think what you were talking about is probably my biggest issue, but to the next level. None of the characters are consistent. It's not just Jake. I think all of the scenes are written and James Cameron wants something to happen, and then the characters act in a way so that whatever it is can happen. And that, I hate that so much.
Especially with Natiri, because she was my favorite character throughout this entire series. I thought she was so fucking cool. And the one thing I wanted of this movie was like, I just want more of her, because she wasn't in the last movie all that much. And they just ruined her character. Just straight up ruined her character, full stop. Yeah. And I was like, well, all right, whatever. I don't care about this franchise. And actually, no, I still enjoy like the world of Pandora, but like, come on, dude. Ruining the main characters like that is just fucking messed up. Go, Scott, continue with your rant. Sorry.
And I'm so sorry. I'm going to need a couple minutes here. And then I promise I'll give you the reins to say anything you want. But first, I wanted to defend my boy, the younger brother. He is like, yes, he did not develop much, but I think his like understanding in the character is supposed to be like, I want to prove like my worth. And he's like, I got my brother killed, so I need to do something to like help save everybody. I know you're saying
the last movie showed him that proving his worth is just doing whatever Jake tells him to do. That's what the entire development of last movie was. And his brother died from not doing that. And then the very first time that he has the chance to prove himself, he immediately doesn't.
Yeah. Are you talking about at the very beginning with the Sky Navi?
Yeah.
Yes, that there was bad, and I was kind of mad at him. And then like as the movie kept going on, you like saw like kind of like his like depressed state going forward the entire time, and then like the one specific scene with him alone at the
beach.
One
of the worst scenes in the movie, because it just is so stupid. It doesn't make any sense to me, because he should have had that development after the big deal. He didn't make another mistake worthy, and like I understand that his dad said whatever he said, but that should have happened after the big moment, like in the last movie. It shouldn't have had him do another stupid issue. You know, his character development happens after like the largest issue. I keep saying issue. His brother fucking died. Whenever his brother died, that's whenever he should have had his like learning moment. That's whenever you're supposed to realize, oh, maybe I should listen to my dad. Not whenever you do a minor mistake and then it actually turns out to be something good in the end, because now Spider can breathe. Like, that was so stupid. It didn't have the proper buildup. It felt so not real.
Are you talking about the scene with him alone on the beach?
Yeah, because like it did happen after his dad said that thing to him, but I don't feel like that was the proper buildup either, because that scene should have happened much earlier in the movie.
I don't know. I think I disagree. I feel like it was always like they kind of set it up from the beginning, saying it was like always kind of on his mind, and that he like thought it, but they said that nobody said it and nobody talked about it. So, and then it finally came out that he said that, and then it kind of like solidified like every single thing he was thinking about it the entire time. He's like, wow, I actually have done nothing. I'm actually better off not being here, and they would be better if I was not here.
I would,
and that's kind of what it was. And that was like
if they decided to like make him veering off from what his dad said at the beginning of the movie be a negative, like again, that turned out perfectly fine. He was able to breathe. Everyone escaped fine. Spider was there. It didn't have like the impact that it should have. Jake shouldn't have been mad in that situation. Well, actually, I guess he should have been mad because he spoke up at the council, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, like really bad. It was like really disrespecting, like again. Like
could have had his comms.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, those burn.
I felt like the emotional bits just didn't.
But he could have had him
for me in this movie.
Well, the other part with the sky thing is he did try and go back and get the comms. They just burned and he couldn't get it.
That's not my problem.
I feel like he just needs to wear them all the time.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the comms is obviously an issue, but that's not my big issue with it. Like, his character should have developed enough from his brother, from he killing his brother, that he should have just been like so overcorrected that he just listened to everything his dad says. That should have been what his character was in this movie.
But it's the same issue that I said before. It doesn't, like, I know you said the comms part doesn't really matter, but it does. That is a huge plot motivator for what happens in the next, 30 minutes of the movie. And it makes no sense why he would take off the comms. And that is, well, I mean, like, we've never seen them even take them off. We've never seen them change clothes, let alone take off the comms.
The fuel debate in The Last Jedi. Like, sorry for saying this, but like people had
it's same thing. Yeah, you're right.
I didn't know you knew what I was talking about there. Damn, that's crazy. Should we give context for that so people who don't know what we're talking about?
Yeah, you should probably do that. Sorry.
This is the 8th Star Wars movie, Star Wars The Last Jedi. And the biggest plot point of that movie is that their ship is running out of fuel and they're just like stranded in space. But like throughout every single piece of Star Wars media, they've never even mentioned like fuel or anything like that. So people are just like, why does this matter? Why is this movie taking like solely focusing around this thing that has been so unbelievably irrelevant in the previous movies? And that's like essentially what this comm is. Like, we've only ever seen them just like having it there or like not being impactful, but like this is just a part of their culture. He should have just had it on from the get-go.
Yeah.
Why is this in the movie?
Because didn't he fly because he wanted to warn his dad? Oh, my comms are broken. Is that why he left?
No. He just wanted to fly and like think about his brother, and then his dad yelled at him, and then from that moment, he should have, from his development in the first movie, been like, "You're right. I'm overcorrecting. I have to do everything my dad says." Like, that's what it should have been.
Like during the fight scene, though, but like he was told to protect the kids, and then he just flew off.
But right immediately after he lands, his dad yells at him about the comms. Like, if he actually had the development from his brother dying, he would obviously still be sad, but immediately then go and try and get his comms, because he's like, the reason why my brother died is because I didn't listen to my dad. Therefore, I now have to do everything he says. Like, that's what his development should have been in this movie.
Yeah, it'd be like that. I feel like his entire time he's like, I need to be more like my dad.
But he didn't. He immediately did not.
Well, be more like my dad in his sense is be like the warrior and like protect for like outward instead of inward. But like, again, that's exactly what got him killed. Right. His brother killed in the first place.
It doesn't make sense for the development that they placed him to be in the previous movie. Like, I understand that it's probably fine in this movie, but like, if you take any of the information from the previous movie and try to put it on whatever the guy's name is, it just doesn't fit his character. Especially since I really wanted him to have that development because of how much I didn't like him in the first movie. And 2, he's the narrator of this movie, so I expected him to be one of the better parts of it.
Yeah.
Like, why? But I'm not going to go into that.
Don't talk about that, Austin. Don't you fucking talk about it.
I know. I'm not going to go into that. But with him and with what you're saying about his development, I'd agree with you, but I don't think we ever saw like any development. Like you were saying that his development from the first movie, there wasn't any. His character is just that he wants to be with his whale brother, and his whale brother's the outcast. I'm like, there's been no change with any of them.
Character. It wasn't like that.
You're assuming that, but I don't think it is. I think everyone is just, once again, their characters are dependent on the scenes. They're not growing.
I know. It's just the mistakes mean nothing, and it's just poorly written. Then that's worse than like me wishing there's development and there not being any.
That's my point. It is worse.
Okay, that's fair. We've been distracting Skylar too much. I'm sorry. Go ahead and
Sorry,
complain
keep
about
going on the
Jake.
rant.
Oh yeah, my Jake rant. Yes, he flip flops the entire movie. He cannot he constantly bounces back and forth between the development he had with his family. He's like, okay, I need to be like a better father, like slowly stick together, and then to immediately saying like, I don't even want to see my son right now, and not even trying to attempt to be a good dad, not even attempting to be a good father to him at all, and then like immediately then trying to kill Spider, and then saying he can't, coming back, and then what at the end of this movie, like the general is the first one to go for Spider.
Ooh, when
the
Jake said he was proud, I was like, why? Like,
dude, that one also made me mad. It was just they took the last bit of the second movie whenever he said "I see you" and just changed the words and re-put it into this one.
Yeah,
that one actually made me upset too.
It was also only in the movie so that Jake didn't look as bad of a character because of the thing that he said halfway through the movie that made his son want to do the thing on the beach. You know, like it just was like, oh, this. It wasn't earned, and it felt like just specifically in the movie for a stupid reason. Go ahead, Skylar.
Yeah,
sorry for interrupting.
And then we have another point where they're actually trying to talk to the whales and get them to join, and Jake is still telling his son to shut up in front of everybody. Whenever he's like, I can help. And the problem earlier was that you never speak up for me. You never take my side. Which, if you want to go with the, you haven't done anything good ever, like yeah, keep going with that. But then he ended up being right, and Jake said nothing after. Nothing about him like getting arguably the biggest contributor to the war aside from the daughter, like nothing at all. And you would think he'd be like, oh,
through the battle when Jake is like shot and his son saved him, and then he's like, oh, I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
after he just swam. Yeah, Jake makes me so insanely mad in this movie because he is neither the character from the first movie or the second movie. He's constantly a mix of both, and he does not know which one he wants to be the entire time. Yeah, so Jake makes me so mad, but yeah, like none of them do develop like you and Austin were saying. None of them develop, but like Jake actively develops like backward at times, and it makes so does Terry. Yeah.
Well, actually, not all. Just the main three people.
Yeah,
I think that Grace and Tuke are actually great in this.
It's like,
not Grace. Oh my God, Grace's daughter. Sorry.
Yeah.
Kiri.
Yeah.
Oh, Kiri. Those two are her name.
Those two are like actually good, and they like don't. They're still like relatively the same character. They're just built on more, which is good. Yeah. The other ones are terrible. They're like they all make me so mad, and like Jake is still doing the Sir thing. He's still being a terrible father, and like I don't even think it's up for debate anymore. No, he's just a terrible father. Like,
could we call out Greg?
Yeah, no, it was Brad. It was Brad.
Sorry, whatever. Brad, other random was, like, really middle-aged man name.
I don't want to call him out because, like, what if he was the one that deleted it? Then we're gonna give him more attention than he needs, you know?
No, then he'll comment again, and we want the crappy, neglectful father giving us interaction.
There's nothing to debate for this one. He almost made his son like end his own life on a beach, because of what he said, and then he said, "I don't want to see him because I'm so upset with him right now."
Yeah,
some kids need that for growth. That's what this generation doesn't get.
Oh yeah,
but the horrible mother who said she sees her sons with hate and her husband with hate said, "You need to be a better dad." To him.
That. All right. Can we talk about that for like a second, though? I don't know if that's worse than what Natiri said. If I'm being honest, I think even if his son would have killed himself, I think what she said is bad.
I think that's worse. I'm saying the racist character is telling her,
like, chill out.
Yeah.
Like, that's a problem. You need to calm down.
That's a good point.
Hard to me. Not like what she said is worse. It is a lot worse. Other than the one thing he said before about like you're the reason you're like that is horrible. You should never say that to a face. But like
they both suck, man.
Well, okay,
yes. Horrible. They're both horrible.
Think the context of what Jake said is worse because he said it to the son, but the actual words and meaning of it aren't as bad because Natiri, like there's a basis for what Jake says. There's
No,
she's
not.
just being racist. She's like what the hell?
No, the racism isn't even the bad part. Like, you can be racist.
Towards
Like,
her
I think she's
children.
justified in being racist towards the sky people. I'm like, that's not the issue. It's her kids. Like, it's not even like they are human, because they're not.
No,
like,
they're still
weird.
blue.
They're different. But they're Na'vi. Like, they got an extra finger, but like more of them to love, you know. But it's not. I don't know. It was just crazy.
I'm at this
Do you
time.
guys really
I'm
think
gonna,
that she was hating on her own family?
huh?
So
Do you guys really think that she was hating her own family and her own kids?
yes,
She said
That's what she said.
yeah, she straight up said yes.
She literally said yes.
He said,
Jake was
so
like,
you hate me, you hate our kids for their 5 fingers, and she
Oh,
was
she
like
said
silently
yes?
said yes.
Yeah, she said yes.
I missed that.
Well, okay, no.
Playthroughs.
Most
asterisks on that. She didn't say that in response to that specifically. He said anytime they do something wrong, that's like the human in them, and she said yes.
Okay.
But
I think that
he
was part
asked
of the
a
lead up.
I feel like that was
question.
just.
Yeah.
I feel like that was
Didn't
just
give her
emotions.
time
to say
though.
it.
Like, I know she said all that. I think that was just pure emotions. Like, I would not have had a grain of sand to that, or so, whatever the saying is.
it's about
Why,
her family.
though? Because she wasn't
Yeah.
in turmoil.
Because she like cries. You see the emotions she experienced whenever her first son dies, and like she really
But nothing
cares.
like
She
that.
really cares for
in
her
that
kids.
situation,
I
there
think
wasn't
it just-
anything emotionally turmoiling going on, because that scene happened after Jake was mean to the son, and then Natiri went to go get the son to go do that, and then they had their argument there. She was completely fine. Like, obviously her son died. Like, what?
Wasn't this like
They're still mourning.
like the morning?
Yeah.
No, I thought I thought this conversation happened at night.
No, he. Oh my god! Holy shit! That was awesome. That was
You.
so fucking funny. Wrong morning,
MOU.
Skylar.
Crying.
Morning, as in they were sad about their son dying.
It had to do with the morning.
No,
like
no.
like the actual time and day, and then he said morning, and I was like, but I was like, wasn't earlier in this day that whenever the younger brother gave back the bow that he fixed himself
Yes, that
on
did
the beach?
happen. Yeah,
And then he's like, and then she says, I hate the human in them.
yeah,
Which is essentially saying she hates half of them.
yeah. There was no reason for her to be that upset, and like I could totally see that emotional response if it happened earlier in the movie and closer to her son dying. But this was like halfway through the movie. Jake was the one in turmoil because he was the one just yelled at his son and just like was really a jerk to her. She should have been the level head. Like, the scene completely flipped. Unless I'm thinking of the wrong scene. I thought it was going to be like Jake getting mad at her. I mean, he technically did get mad at her, but it wasn't. It did not end up going the way that I thought it was going to be going. And then I was like, oh, her character's just fucking destroyed. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I have
I feel like
so many
it's-
problems.
Yeah, that is like a bad look for her. But I will say, like, she does instantly like regret it. Like, you can see the look on her face. Like, she doesn't. I think it's just pure emotions that get to her. So
I think she's
I know.
more
I think
upset.
it's a bad thing to say. It's very tough. It's a tough thing to say for sure. But
Like, I think she meant it. I just don't think she ever wanted to actually say it. You know,
Yeah.
I think that was more of it.
Because, like, I don't know.
I mean, look how she looks at Spider.
Yeah.
They've been living with them for so
Yeah.
long. It was
I
literally her
always
kid's
assumed-
best friend.
Like, in the
At
last
least,
movie,
like,
I never
her
assumed
blood.
she was racist. I just assumed that she didn't like Spider because of his blood, you know? Like, because he was
No.
in general.
That they established very clearly in Jake's narration in the second movie that she did not like Spider because she still didn't
Yeah.
like the Sky people. Like, that was, I can't remember how they phrased it exactly, but he was like, "Yeah, my wife's racist," and then he like just flipped to her and she was like, "Goddamn pink ass." Like, she was straight up racist. Like, she's been like that, which makes no sense though. It doesn't make a lot of
Maybe
sense
I just
after the
interpreted
first
it differently
movie.
because I wanted it to be interpreted differently. I just
Yeah,
was like,
I
oh, she
mean-
doesn't like Spider because it's the general, not that she hates all of them.
That's never even mentioned, man. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not even saying that as a knock to you. I'm saying that's crazy that it's not even mentioned as a reason why she
Right.
doesn't
Well,
like him.
It was it was mentioned by Jake, I guess. So like, because they said that the general can always hunt down Spider.
That was
So-
different though, because like that's because of
Yeah,
the
but the-
tractor and also the fact that he has the mycelium,
The mycelium.
in his lungs.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't that be one of the reasons why she does not like him? She just didn't say that. She just said he's pink. Like,
I don't
feel
know.
that was-
I mean,
I don't know. It's like it's a big correlation, but I could see it being part of a reason.
I want that to be the
Sure.
reason, but if they don't say it in the movie, they don't say it in the movie, you know? So it's just kind of like how it is.
Yeah. So do we want to?
Yeah,
Chan,
we're
do you
about
want to
at
talk
an
about
hour.
some negatives?
Oh,
We kind of
sorry.
went. I
Negatives.
kind of went like a 40-minute rant.
I think we touched on Spider. I didn't really have anything great to say about him this film this time around. He just said a lot of "Come on, bro, cool," or like "Let's go, bro. Let's like hurry up." Like, remember when they were being chased by the Raiders before they jumped into the water?
Yeah. And he was like, come at
Not
me,
like
come at me. Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Well, yeah. What's he gonna do? But no, like this is when they actually escape. It's like when they're running away. He's like, come on, let's go. And he's like, you're with them. You're in pace. If anything, they should be telling you because you're slower than them.
Right.
I just didn't like his lines. It just did not really fit well.
I don't think his lines were
Really?
great, but it was never like considering the problems I had with every other character. I feel like he was on a lower level of like, you know what?
He was the same
He's
as last
fine.
movie, you know, which is fine.
Which is arguably better
Yeah.
because most of these characters are worse.
Yeah, I guess he got something going for him.
Spider stocks rising.
I still don't like how they treated that mask. I think it needs to have like a delay or like, you know, some battery life or whatever it was. But like they never addressed that in the prior film. And I just hated that they kind of like almost retconned that
That's the feel thing.
never
of it,
existed
you know?
or should have existed
Mhm.
because it was never an issue.
Yeah.
It felt like, because we even mentioned like, oh, is it infinite? Like, I do remember one of us saying it seems like it's infinite in
Yeah.
the last episode.
Yeah, or like very, very long time. I remember saying like very, very, very long time until he needs like a recharge.
And I had to keep
I
my
don't
mouth
know.
shut
It
because
honestly
that's so
does
not
still
this film.
seem infinite too, because they said it wasn't even like it ran out of the ability to do it. Jake said that it had a battery malfunction, so like it could be infinite
Okay.
still. You know, we don't know.
More
Why was he
evidence
using
that
another pack?
What?
Because it said he had a fresh supply on his other pack. Why
Yeah.
not use that if that didn't have the malfunction to begin with? You know?
Well, I'm guessing the other pack is like an older model that's not as good, because it had that wire that went down to the little like belt thingy. So I'm guessing he just had to use the bad one because the new one like malfunctioned in that way.
I don't know. Issues, I have gripes with that.
That's fair. I
Especially
mean, it's the
because,
same
like,
thing as the fuel thing, you know, that we were talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, no, exactly.
But Jan, I think they could fix if they just mentioned it in the first movie,
Yeah.
would that fix your problem? If they just were like, hey, this is like how this kind of works, and like kind of explaining the mask in the beginning, would that just fix
I mean,
it?
that or just like casually throwing like, hey, I need a recharge, or like just something. Like then I could draw back on that and be like, okay, you know, they kind of sprinkled the idea that it's not infinite.
Right.
Yeah, so like one of the times they go up, be like, hey, we might be out for a while. Can you get me an extra mask?
In case the battery
Yes.
malfunctions or something.
Something, yeah. Yeah, I guess. But
Yeah.
for it to be a
Dude,
big
we need to
issue this
do
time
that.
around only. But now he can breathe, which is interesting. I feel like some things that we don't talk on. I know we like to do like positives and negatives and then whatever, but like we never in towards the end of the first Avatar, we realized we never really talked about like the deity. Or maybe no, it was the last movie. We never really talked about Kiri and her.
Yeah, we
Jesus
didn't
powers.
address on that as much as I intended
And
to.
it's even more so this film this
Yeah.
time around. What do you like that purple face? Is that really what AWOL just looks like, a human face?
Dude, I was
Like-
so thrown off by that. That was one of the
Zombie face?
points I was going to bring up soon. Like, is that what it is? Is that it?
I don't know.
Maybe that
That's
could be
really-
like the
that's peculiar.
like, maybe what if it's, I mean, it could just be her interpretation of it, or like maybe she's trying to see it in a way that's like understandable to her, so that's how like that's interpreted. It might be anything. I mean, what is Awa? Is it like the planet itself because they said it was like a big neural network, or is it an actual like unknowable deity that's just translating its voice through the planet's membrane, you know?
What if it's like, I'm gonna butcher his name, but like Cronus or whatever from Transformers? It's the Transformer planet. The planet. It's a
Primus.
living Primus.
Yeah.
What if it's like Primus?
Could be like Primus. It totally could be like
Oh, no.
Primus. Yeah, that's what all the energy is. It's pissing
Yeah.
shit of Awa.
I do have one more question with that though, because
Piss
they
and shit
talked
part?
about like connect. No, not that. I remember that clip vividly. I got it. That's exactly why whenever he said it, I said, "Oh no."
Oh,
But so I'm kind of confused on how the spirit connection works now underwater. If they're connected to the same one, they all go to the same thing, or is it they're always connected to the same thing, or is it that they're always different and these three just happen to go to the same one with Took, Spider, and Kieran?
I think
Yeah,
that
they're all
it
connected.
matters on what you're thinking about at the time whenever you connect, and they all connected to the same one, so they could be all in the same shot together.
But
think
what
it's-
about Spider at the end then?
This-
Whenever he gets like
see.
accepted, was he thinking that he wants to get accepted, or was he,
He
or
probably
was
was
it just
thinking
like
that
connected and then
he wanted to-
just got accepted?
he just was hoping that he get like it's a mix of like whatever the spirits in Awa wants you to see and whatever you want to see. Like if you're connecting just in general, you might just see all the spirits like how Spider did at the end. Or if like someone's already connected and you're like, oh, I want to connect with them, you could connect and then it would like connect you to them if they're okay with accepting it or something like that. It's more of like a vibe like thing because it's so spiritual.
I was gonna say the vibe I was getting is that if you connect on the same line, you're connecting with the same person.
Probably.
And like it's like all of you going to the same thing because I think they all connected to the same one. And then every other thing we've seen, they've connected to something different.
Yeah,
but I don't
like,
know.
You never know because it's everything's all connected regardless. So
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to be my next point. But isn't it all connected anyway?
yeah, I mean that's
So,
what
like-
I genuinely think that they all connected
Yeah.
together for the sake of them being in the same shot together. I think that's like the
Yeah.
only reason.
Yeah,
As lame as that is,
yeah. I was really
it was cool.
Sorry,
Sorry,
yeah,
Scott? But you thought it was cool?
I liked it.
I thought it was weird. I did not like
think so,
Spider
too.
getting to get past like this purple haze, like whatever's blocking her. Like they never really explained that. Like are we supposed to assume AWOL just didn't want to see her yet?
No, I mean,
I'm
I thought that was Chandler. I thought of all people, you would have got that because it's not like I thought it was just an allusion to God. Like God doesn't directly interact with the world. Like she was misinterpreted. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
whatever.
Wait,
She wasn't
directly the world, didn't it?
No, she would tell things like she would give like what's her name, Kiri, the power to do whatever. It's not like God herself or himself is like coming down and like stopping things. It's like causing animals to move in different ways or something like that. Like because whenever Kiri would control the bugs or whatever, she always just assumed that was her. Because in the middle of the movie, this is like a line I didn't like, that she wasn't able to grasp that Awa is just giving her the power to do the things that she wants instead of Awa doing it herself. She was like, "Oh, Awa, why aren't you listening to me?" She is, you idiot! Like she's listening to you the entire time. She's giving you the ability to do all these crazy things. You're moving plants and stuff like that. And I felt like them walking toward, like I honestly didn't like the fact that they made it to the end of seeing Awa, because in my head I was like, oh, she's interpreting it wrong. She should stop walking and stand still because she's not supposed to directly interact with Awa. It's Awa being able to interact with her. But
That's what I was hoping they would go for,
Yeah.
but it was more like a
Our
family
friendship.
let's get our
together. Yeah.
friends together to the end. Let's do it
There's
together.
That made me
Yeah.
so like. What was the rationale for that? That made me so upset
Yeah.
because like she is like that Jesus prophet,
Yeah.
like daughter of Awa figure. Why did she need the help of
Exactly,
Spider and
yeah.
Two?
Maybe it was
to
like
push through that.
But like
I-
so
maybe it was like you're cutting out.
We can't hear.
You're cutting out, Zach. Yeah, I don't even hear you anymore.
Oh, there we go. I think I accidentally might hit my mic or something like that because I was gonna say I could see it on here, but I could not. So that's a little scary.
No, one of the Avatar fans is hacking you.
Yeah,
They're
that's
just
so
like
true.
he's saying too much negative
Dude,
things.
Bradley, he came in and stopped us.
Yeah.
No.
I think it was Spider and Took because like maybe it was she didn't think she had like the strength to get there. She was so like worried about being rejected, but Spider and Took had like full faith or something like that. Or maybe it was like she just needed like her family members that believed in her the most. Because I mean, Spider definitely believed in her the most. It was like
but
pretty
it's
sad.
a spiritual thing. It's not a matter of
It
like
was.
me with my friends can do this together.
Yeah,
It would have made more sense.
I know.
if
Again, I don't.
Yeah, you don't like. Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just
I
trying to
appreciate you
think.
trying to make sense
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, I'm trying. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing any interpretation I can. I
would've
feel like I owe you
preferred-
that after you did that for the spirit world for me.
Right. Yeah. I would have preferred if the pregnant Navi like explained to her powers a little bit better, because she has like a much tighter connection with the spirit world or something like that. Like where she convinced her that Awa is already impacting her because of the way that she has these like magnificent powers, or something along the lines of like in the scene where they explained that her father is Awa. Like that would have to me been like, oh, okay, so Awa is impacting it. Like if I was Kiri or something. I don't know. I just the way that they finished that storyline made it feel as though that there wasn't like a symbolic thing whenever they were building it up to be a larger like symbolic message. I don't know.
I actually want to go off of that. I think they did that multiple times in this movie. They wrapped up a lot of storylines in like a very like lame
Generic
kind
yeah.
of way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally
lame
agree.
generic way. Like PyCon being accepted back was like awesome, but then it was basically never mentioned again.
Yeah.
Like they didn't show them like interacting at all to like kind of show that he actually is back. They just said he is,
And they
which
threw
is
away
like
their generations long tradition of not killing in a second, and they were like,
It's
murder!
like, ooh, they made someone blind. Like
Yeah.
they knew that they were getting killed like by the dozens.
Yeah.
yeah, and they saw it in the last movie.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, so that one was wrapped up kind of lame. Spider being
general,
accepted
bro.
was kind of lame in my mind. It was like nice, but like I think they could have gone so much more for him actually being accepted into the Na'vi.
Yeah.
Like I think it could have happened so much earlier, but like it really could have been so much better.
An hour in, I remember to turn the LEDs on.
Taruk Makto coming back was kind of lame. They're like, "Oh man, we need it,
Yeah.
and then he just went and got it. And then
that line
like,
at the beginning of the movie was so fucking cringe, dude. And you know that was like where he was like, "If you ride the beast, you become the beast."
Yeah.
oh, I thought you were talking about the Taruk Makto knows whenever we ride, there will be blood. I thought you were talking about like that one.
That entire bit there was really. It was one
And-
bait for the end of the movie, because like to me that made me be like, okay, well we're gonna get the big red bird now, and then also it made me be like, wow, the writing for his lines was like really bad. Holy crap!
And
They
then
also didn't really address that either. Like that was just something they brought up that
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah, that bird makes you want to commit mass murder.
didn't.
Okay, cool.
Like, no.
also, where has the bird been? Has he just been sitting in the cave?
I was wondering, we didn't talk about that last movie, but like him just not being in last movie made no sense in hindsight. And now they're just like, okay, yeah, we're going to retroactively retcon that. And it's because I had an insatiable bloodlust when I was riding him for whatever reason. But like, Jake, like, I don't know, open up earlier, my guy. We need to know what's going on.
Yeah, that or like whenever they fought. Okay, I say we wrap it up. I have a handful of more negatives that are gonna go by pretty fast, and then we can get into like likes, dislikes, funniest moments, and then we can do number and stuff like that. To go off of that, Austin, I felt like there was a very terrible, because I talked so highly about the way that they portrayed the world and how well they showed like time passing and distance and stuff like that. And I think this movie just fell flat on that, because they essentially teleported from location to location, and we weren't able to tell how much time passed in this movie in the slightest, because the lady was pregnant at the beginning and then gave birth at the end of the movie. But like, I thought it took weeks for them to travel from certain bits of the Na'vi land to like the other country or like something like that. Like then they were able to just do it in like the next scene. Like I didn't understand the distance in that. Like,
and the traders, I thought, I wrote that down. I'm like, they made it seem like the tribes were almost completely disconnected in the second movie. And then all of a sudden, oh no, they just have a fully functioning like trade system between all of them. And they got your, village salesmen coming by on the blimp to sell you stuff. I'm like,
do you remember the second film, how like the leader of the water tribe dude heard that the other water tribes were being like ransacked, and
I just assumed
he found out instantly. And told Jake Sully like, hey, they were looking for you. I told them not to give away your location.
Yeah, but that's
he did that.
Isn't that water tribe, the water tribe?
Different, because that's a
How do
water
you know?
tribe. I was talking about like the way that they're able to teleport from like the human base to the water tribe base to the forest base. There was just no portrayal of how long that took, when in the first movie they made it seem like it was going to be this great journey. Like they had a montage at the beginning of the movie showing that it's not an easy trip for the Na'vi to do that. So I just thought it was really weird that they were able to. They were like, it was essentially a video game. They're like, oh, we have this waypoint now. We can teleport from one point to another point without like wasting any time, which I didn't like because they're on a planet, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we pause? I have to piss really bad.
Yep. To end this up, I want to say one more negative before we get into like our actual things. The general was more charismatic in this one. And that's a negative because it's not in line with his character of the previous two movies. I felt like he was a Marvel joke machine, man. Like he was just throwing out quips here and there, and like I thought it was funny sometimes, but that's also not his shtick.
It's the drugs. Just
I was before the drugs because like,
he was doing it before the drugs.
Yeah. He was. Yeah.
It was him wanting the drugs. Yeah. He was.
I think he's having a real. Too. He's having a real change of character. I feel like we're gonna have a Darth Vader moment coming up.
What?
Except we know that he's the father.
I know we know he's the father. But I mean, like the fact that he like turns on the Empire.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't like.
I don't think it makes sense for him to team up with the Na'vi. He like literally kills them. He's trying to kill them to to get every like human basically to colonize his planet. And then he teams up with them.
Dude, he just found his goth baddie and he was like, oh, dude, maybe the Na'vi are actually kind of cool.
Jake Sully has a point. That's literally the joke I made in the middle of the movie because like I was vaguely watching this with Lily. She like went back between like TikTok, reading, and the movie. And I was like, this is literally gonna happen. And it's the scene where they go into the tent and they're laying down. So like you know. And then I was like, he literally, I guarantee you the leader.
Keep going.
Bang.
Yeah, but I was like, I guarantee you his first thought was, Jake Sully has the right idea. Like, it's just, the switch up is crazy. I get it.
I understand it now.
I think it would have made sense if you like shifted around some like occurrences in the movie. Like if this was later or happened in the second movie where Jake made him question like that he's really not the general. Like this is his body forever now. He is a Na'vi whether he likes it or not. If him going up to like the Ash people happened at least after a discussion about that, then I would almost say it makes sense. But I agree with you. It doesn't make sense in the timing that they did it.
Mm-hmm. But that was the last negative that I had written down.
Me too. Well, I didn't write anything down, but that was the last one I was thinking of.
Yeah, awesome.
I probably got a couple. I don't know. I don't think the general deserves a redeeming arc. He's too bad, evil for that. Yeah. But I think it is going to get around to him that he is on his second life, and I think what Jake Sully's trying to say at least is like, look, I know your previous self was horrible, but you have a new life, you have a new chance. Make something of it. Does he still deserve that?
No.
I don't.
You're definitely right. Because it happened again at the end of the movie.
He burned down villages in the second one. That's his current life. That's not his new life.
Jake was really chill with him. Like they were like, even early on in the movie when they were about to fight, and they're like, kind of tired, aren't you? And they're like, yeah, let's just take a nap. And then they were fine. And then they went, even whenever they were out of danger, they just peacefully went their own separate ways. And the general just went back to the base, and everyone went back to the Na'vi. They're just like, yeah, we'll settle this on another day.
I think
like,
it's because James Cameron really likes him for some reason. Like, I don't know why. He's not charismatic. He's not interesting. Like, there's nothing about the general that I like. So I don't know why they're focusing on him so much as an antagonist. It's
he grew on me a little bit this episode or this
episode,
movie.
Yeah.
It's a long ass episode.
Yeah, it is a long
it's all it felt like. It felt like the middle of a TV show. Like not the good beginning, not the good end, but like just in the middle.
That's a good point. It's probably
you're actually right.
Trilogy.
Yeah. Austin or Chan, do you have anything else that you wanted to go into?
No, that's all. It's fine. Yeah.
Awesome. Any final?
All right. I think I'll touch on things in my overall review, but I'm good now.
You want to kick it off, then?
Sure. So, do we want to like favorite, least favorite, funniest, overall number altogether?
And then
and then like dislike after the three.
Okay. Funniest. I think hold on, let me check my notes. Sorry. I had a lot of notes that I'm still like sifting through for this. I had one particular one that was the funniest. I'm sorry that I don't have this prepared at the moment.
Fine.
Where is it? God dang it.
You'll get to it. I
You mean
trust you.
AY, dang it.
Maybe I won't.
That was
You
Skylar.
get your funny scene
Hey,
out of the way.
You know, despite what they say about you, that was pretty funny, bro.
Thanks. I really appreciate that.
Skylar, your little mosey short just dropped.
Dude. No, it's funny. He
Did you
died in
watch
this
it?
movie.
I think that
Damn
was.
it.
I think that was really funny. Personally, he did die. He died in this movie, right? He got shot, or was that last movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he died.
Oh, little mosey, rip. Hate to see it, bro.
I have my funniest. I can jump into that now. Sorry.
Okay.
It's a drug scene.
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny. That was great. It's not even that like they chose to do that like with like the hallucinogens and like showing that. The general is just he was so friggin' happy. He was having the best time. He was goofy, like strong shit. Yeah. I thought that was really funny, and yeah, maybe him being like quippy doesn't really make sense with his character. But damn, like he was the funniest part of all three of these movies, at least for me in this movie.
This movie specifically.
Yeah, this movie specifically. So I thought that was funny. Favorite. I have probably 14. That's a weirdly specific, but I was slightly counting. Possibly more. Least favorite like nominations. My one favorite that I had, and I thought this was funny. The first one that I had for the movie was sorry, you're gonna have to cut this out, Zach, but let's fucking go. Spider's dead. Oh. And then I went to least favorite. I'm like, God damn it, he's alive. I was so happy for a second. I don't know why I thought he was actually gonna die, but I was like, yeah, fate. That's awful. Favorite, I'm like, I thought the scene where the general was approaching the ash people was really cool. I liked when he was just like take him down and just like bop the one guy. I was like, okay, that was kind of cool.
Did you get the part that I really liked about that scene?
Oh, I bet I can. In the sniper, whenever it was going and doing the distances, whenever he walked away, the distance got shorter because it focused on the tent instead of him.
Yes.
Is that not it?
There's one other thing that was like really, really satisfying. The fact that he said kill him. The guy fell, and then you heard the gunshot because it showed how far away he was. That the sound had to get there. I was like,
I didn't catch that.
That's really well done. No other movie would ever do that. That's crazy. Like who on his team?
That's so cool.
I know, right? Like who on his team was like, that's the science behind that, and I was like, okay, I like that. That's cool. That made me feel like that's really well detailed. I like that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm like, it's a fight for a lot of the least favorites for me. Yeah, it's kind of tough. I think I want to say the whole Neytiri with her like talking badly about her kids. I really, really like Neytiri. Yeah, the racism. I just don't. I don't think it aligns with her character. I know we said that it was established in the second movie, and it was that she had an issue with the Sky People because obviously she does. But hating her own children and like admitting to constantly thinking, yeah, like you can hate Spider. I'm totally on board with her hating Spider, but when it comes to her kids, well, I hate Spider. So I know that's I'm like, I get it. But like her hating her own kids and seeing them as like monsters, I don't know. I don't know when that would have happened in the context of her character growth. Like it seemed like she was a really like happy mother and loved her kids so much in the last movie. And I still think she does, but that scene just makes no sense in the context of either movie. So that was frustrating. All right, so now like, dislike.
Yeah.
Okay. I dislike this movie. I strongly dislike this movie, actually. I think me going to the theater to see this probably influenced that, and me not wanting to have to do that, and having to sit through. The entirety of this movie felt unnecessary to me. Like the entire part where Jake got captured and then escaped, and then with Spider and all of that wasn't needed. It wasn't even justification for the final battle, because the final battle would have happened regardless. You could have had the final battle directly after, like, Spider getting the mycelium in his lungs, and that would have been the same exact context. Even the Ash people weren't particularly necessary. They were just they were numbers in the final battle, and they didn't really matter besides that. And that's the entirety of this movie. And I guess that brings me to the biggest point, and what I realized while watching this movie is I don't like any of these movies. I don't like the Avatar movies. I strongly, I'm going to get the hate from the comments. I think they are the best worst movies to ever exist, or best bad movies to ever exist. I think they are shallow, and I think this movie specifically, more than any of them, is just a cash grab. It is just wasting time for 3.5 hours, not just your time, not just our time and the people watching it. It's just wasting its own storytelling time. There has been no progression since the first movie in the overall plot of the Na'vi versus the human. There hasn't been any real development with the humans living on Earth. They're not even trying to kind of push that story forward. They are just draining this franchise to make more money and to continuously have a reason to make these movies. Like, I remember you talked about this, Zach, that they don't, like, they're just copies of each other. And after we watched the second one, I was like, no, they're pretty different. This movie is just a copy of the other two movies, and it's just doing it because it wants to make money. And oh my gosh, I should have said this for my least favorite. The language stuff in this movie pissed me off.
Not existent.
They didn't even try to care.
No.
Like, the general with the Ash people, like, he's fluent now,
yeah.
And like, they can talk with all the people, and then all of a sudden they whip out the Ash people speaking actual Na'vi at the camp. I'm like, so they haven't been doing that the whole time? Like, what are we doing here? And I just hate that the characters aren't characters. I've said it up to this point, but they're just devices for whatever James Cameron wants to happen in these movies. And it frustrates me that there's no development, and I'm going in circles at this point. I don't like these movies, man. I'm sorry. Like, they're good movies. I can see why people like them. They feel cash grabby. They feel shallow. They don't have character development, but they look gorgeous. And I'm angry. I'm frustrated.
Give a number.
I don't. Sorry, number. Thank you. I was rambling. Thank you. 6.5. I know that's bad.
No, it's not. It's still above positive.
I wanted to give it less, but I'm not going to be an idiot and say this isn't a decent movie. Like, I think it's somewhat enjoyable, and I think it's put together well, but I don't know. I gave it the least I feel like I could justifiably give it. 6.5.
That's fair. Popcorn, someone.
That was well said.
Thank you. And because of that compliment, Popcorn Chin.
Man, he's the bar really high. I was
Austin,
hoping
that's going to be such a good
shut.
short, dude, of the build-up, and then you go, I don't like these movies. That's going to be so funny. I'm really excited.
I can't wait for the hate. I'm about to respond to every single one of you in those comments. I'm going to roast all of you. I'm taking this to my grave.
I felt similar ways to this film. It was definitely disappointing compared to the first two. I feel like what's really important is going into the movie, watching it with like a good mindset, maybe not expecting too much, so your expectations don't fall flat.
Really quick,
Yeah.
sorry. I think that going into this movie with the Transformers movies mindset, where you like understand the idea of the characters but don't remember anything about the characters or the plot themselves, if you go into this specific movie with that mindset, you'll have a great time.
Yes,
Sorry.
I agree. Yeah, if you kind of forget the first two movies,
Yeah.
short-term memory loss kicks in. They only had a couple years, I guess, since the second film, and maybe that's why there's some shortcomings. But like James Cameron already had this plot; he has all 5 movies figured out since like
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was gonna say.
second film
He
came
didn't
out,
start
so-
filming until he had all 5 done.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
that would be a reason.
Wait, did he have all 5 done, or was it just he didn't start filming the second?
He had like
one?
I think he said he had
4
like the
movies
storylines
done
for all.
because the first one was done in the 90s actually, and then he waited until CG was good enough that he could make it in 2000,
Oh, wow.
2009.
Okay.
And then from 2009 up, he then wrote like 4 more movies,
Okay.
so 5
Okay.
total.
Okay,
Okay.
that's what I was. Thanks.
I used to think that they were based off books, which is not the case. I might have said
Yeah, it
that
might be.
in
I
our
don't know,
first
actually.
episode. I don't think they are though,
No.
because I thought they were. Because I think I saw books once, but I think books were made based off of the movie. But okay, back to the whole spiel. I really like the Tolkien meeting, the Council of Tolkien, and hearing those echoes and the vibrations and just seeing
In
it
the
quiver on the water. Wow, that was so
Yeah.
sick. I loved every bit of that. I know, like, maybe the whole message of, like, oh, they won't fight because it's their
Ancient ways.
tradition, but, like, literally they know their species being wiped off the planet or the moon. Like, I definitely think they're being quite anal about that. But aside from that just the whole scene, it looked really cool. And I just think sperm whales are sick, and I know that's how they communicate. Maybe it goes hand in hand. Least favorite, I won't like. I want to give something new because I agree with Austin, but Logan, or what's his name, the second born.
Loak?
He had that on lock, bro. He had that on low.
Wait.
Loak.
I think you're right.
Low up. Okay,
Loak.
thank you.
Mhm.
For some reason, Discord's being weird right now. Like
Mm.
it might show
Yeah.
indicating that you're talking, but I won't hear anything for like 2 seconds. But okay.
No, sorry. Yeah,
No,
LOAK.
that's not you. It was happening most to Zach throughout this whole time. Like I missed the first 2 seconds whenever he would say something. So, but anyway, Loak, yeah, him just dipping out of nowhere after he was told to watch his family. I know he didn't have his comms, and I thought he was leaving to tell his dad, "Look, I don't got comms, just so you're aware." But like that's so risky in and of itself. And yeah, him leaving just to get shot down and to get saved by the kids he was supposed to protect was so stupid. Made me really mad. Yeah, it was so unnecessary. So we'll see if he ever has any character development. Funniest? Oh, there's so many to pick that are so funny. I love the general. He's really growing on me. I love the co-parenting jokes. Like, don't get any ideas. Like, we're not going to go running in the morning anymore anytime soon. I mean, or whatever. And then, yeah, whenever you said he was like on the drugs with that Raider lady, he was just feeling himself. And she like slit his chest. And he was like, ow, that's not cool.
I can't believe I didn't mention that. Thank you for bringing that up.
I love that too. I might have written down a quote somewhere. Oh, it was that's some strong shit, bro. That was so funny. Oh my goodness. I think he really popped off this time around, despite if we like the character or not. Okay, so yeah, I kind of like this. I'll give it like a neutral.
Nope, you have to
No
pick
dislike
yes or
either.
no. You have to pick yes or no. If
Yeah,
you
either
were to
like or
recommend
dislike.
it
There's no
or
neutral
not
here.
recommend it to someone, what would you do?
I would not recommend this. No, but that's just because it's I'd rather them wait until the next movie comes out, because imagine like you're watching a TV show, an anime or something, and you get to the final part, and it's like it doesn't even warrant you wanting to wait for the next one, or like there's no cliffhanger or nothing. It's just you feel wasted. That's what I feel like watching this film. Like it didn't it doesn't excite me for the next one. It ruined my interest for the whole franchise, like similarly Austin. I do love the first two still. I still like this doesn't change my opinion on those, but this just really felt flat. It didn't offer much
Oh, sorry. I thought you
of
were-
anything new. I guess we got our next villain. That's one thing. I know Cassie was looking forward to that. So like a couple of her complaints, I feel like got answered in this one, maybe. But
No, General's still alive.
Yeah.
the general, well,
Yep, still there.
we know he's gonna survive though, bro. He's coming. He's
Yeah,
gonna be
he's
here
the
for all
villain
5
for
movies.
He had his
Who knows?
he was the only character development in this movie, so obviously he had to survive.
He's gonna survive the 5th movie. Watch, and he's gonna get his own spinoff, and then
Oh, that would be awesome.
it's like its own Star Wars. This is I so swear we're gonna have a Darth Vader moment with him. I just I feel like it's kind of obvious. I don't really feel special for thinking that, but like he's just gonna turn on the humans eventually, and probably save Spider to some degree. I just don't see how that doesn't happen at this point.
That's not already happened.
Regardless, I'm gonna give this a 7.5.
Nice.
I guessed it.
Hopefully, help out our average a little bit. So look at our whole numbers now.
I got it right, by the way.
Hey,
Let's
let's
go.
go. Who you popcorning it to, Pookie?
I'm gonna popcorn Sky, and then we get to guess your number.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start off with my funniest. I agree with everything we've been saying so far, and I do think the general is like the funnier parts of this, like along with like him with the tribe, with like the drugs or some of his like moments here and there. But the one that really stuck out to me, which I can't remember if it was said as part of Austin's or not, but it was at the end after he saves Spider, and it's him, Jake, and Spider all just sitting on that like little cliff. And then I was like, I literally looked at Lily and I was like, oh, this is an awkward moment. And he goes, so what are we supposed to do now? All hug and get to know each other or something? And like he just like said something like that.
He literally
and
looked at the screen and said, well, this is awkward. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. And then he said something about hugging like minutes later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked that because I don't know why. I like whenever like they do an awkward moment and they acknowledge the awkwardness. So I always find it a little funny. So I'm gonna pick that one. But my favorite moment might make Austin mad. So my least favorite was still Jake trying to kill Spider, not because the scene is bad.
Yeah.
Because I think like again, as we were saying earlier, isolated. Yeah, isolated. That scene is really good. It just makes me so mad. It meant nothing, and that like the flip before meant nothing. Like the flip didn't make sense, and then going so far to do that made no sense, and then they didn't even commit to their own idea after setting it up. It like frustrated me, and I was like, if you kill Spider after like if they killed him because he saved the general like at the beginning of this, that is more justified. Like there are multiple points in this in which he saved or helped them, and then they wanted to, so that made no sense to me. So. And again, he was like, Spider is such a better person than I did. The fact that he could be with him, and at the end, he is still worried for his safety after he almost died, makes Jake such a shitty person, and that really makes me angry because Spider doesn't deserve that treatment. And I don't care you don't like it. I don't care that you don't like Spider Austin. I like Spider. I like him, and that's a
we can have different opinions. I'm not saying I just don't like him. I'm like, I don't even think he's like any worse of a character than the other characters. I just personally not a fan.
Yeah, which it's okay. Everybody's entitled to their own thing. I will die on the hill. You will die on the hill. We'll both die on our hills. But my favorite moment was Spider getting accepted into the Na'vi, even though I hated on the moment earlier. And it's not that I think the moment itself is like the best, but I think it was like the ultimate goal of Spider that kind of like went vaguely under the radar, but it really wasn't because, I mean, he was being a Na'vi the entire time. But like him officially getting accepted and seeing his excitement for it and like, oh, that was like honestly really nice. And I think it was a nice way to like end a movie that really had no business being a movie. And like of all the plot lines they did finish in this one, I think this one was at least my favorite. So I like that. I like seeing them all say like you're now, and it's like all the tribes and people who have passed on. and we got to see a little Mosey in that scene too, which was pretty cool.
True.
Yeah, so I really was a fan of that one, just because it's a character I like getting what I thought was justice that he deserved. And then so I also think I'm going with the majority here. I don't think I'd recommend this. I'm gonna give it a thumbs down. Like, and it's not that it's a bad movie. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. If I did, it's not that it's a bad movie. It's like it's so it does not remind me of this, but it reminds me of the situation it put the other movies in. It reminded me of the second Spider-Verse movie, where it's so dependent on the next one to see how good this one actually is, because this one didn't really do much. This was like Zach was saying earlier, it's like the beginning of a new trilogy. It felt as though like you could start watching at this one and kind of like get the vibe of the previous two, because there's not much change. So you could start off here, and I think in the next movies you'd be fine. Like, you would get the vibe, General Bad, he's an Avatar. You would get the vibe that there's other tribes. You would know about the Taruk Makto. You would know about Pycon being an outcast and the problems he had. Like, this movie felt like it was a large recap for like a lot of it, and then it used like an hour of it to actually like advance stuff. Like, it was genuinely an episode. It like
waste.
Two of the hours were recap of the two previous movies. So like, I just don't think I'd recommend this one, even though, like, again, I think it was a solid movie and I don't regret watching it, but like, I'm not going to watch it again. I'd rather watch the second one, and it's longer. So I'm really riding with Chan. I think a 7.5 is a good rating for this, because I think it's worse. It's the worst of the three, but I don't think that it is like a complete step down from the first. I just think it doesn't continue on from the second all that well. Like,
that's so funny, because it literally takes off right at the end of the second movie.
Yeah, but which is weird, because I think if you put this one before the second movie, and just like the quality of the movie, not the actual movie itself. Right. If you like put the quality of this movie right after the first one, I think my score would be different. Just the second one's so much better.
Yeah.
And
I get you.
I don't know.
I think.
Yeah, like, I know we were talking about like expectations, but I expected this one to relatively be on the same as the first, because I knew it wouldn't be the second. You knew it was never going to be the second. So I went with the expectation it was going to be the first, and honestly, I don't think it entirely lived up to it. It was close. The first one just pushed more. But yeah, I'm going to go with the 2.5, and I'm going to popcorn the main man, Zach. Yeah. Bring us home.
I will.
I'm going to have to jump in real quick. I'm sorry. I think I have to bug out now.
It's okay. I'm sorry. That's what you're doing.
I will watch your review, Zach. I am eager to hear it, but I do have to go. In short form. But yeah, I don't know. Don't watch this movie. Wait, yeah, we'll see you guys.
To start off, I would like to apologize to Mildly Perturbed, who is a new subscriber of ours, who said that they are very much looking forward to our review of Avatar Fire and Ash, because they quite enjoyed the movie, because we have done almost entirely nothing but tear the movie apart, and I'm going to continue doing that just for a little bit here. I don't like... It sounds so stupid, but I don't have like a favorite scene in this movie, because I felt like the climax of this movie, which was my favorite scene last movie, was very derivative of last movie's final scene, because they had the fight in like the same location on water. It didn't visually look all that much different. I feel like anytime I'm going to think back on this movie's climax, I'm just going to think about the previous movie. They had that like one-on-one with Jake and the general and the rocks that are floating, but like, I hate the general so much. I'm never going to think back on that scene positively, especially since my least favorite scene is that scene right there where he like jumps off of it. He's like, what the hell? And then jumps off, and then he's falling and he goes, and then it just cuts. And that way, like in the most awkward way possible. Like, it doesn't even have like fire come up, like showing that he might have died. It just, in the middle of his scream just cuts away. It was just so cringe. I didn't like that. I think that's like what I have to say is my least favorite scene, because obviously my real least favorite scene is the scene that we've all been talking about this entire episode, the one with Natiri, that just was insanely disappointing on her character. Did I say my favorite scene? Did we talk about that? I don't know if I have
No,
one. I don't think I have one.
That's the only thing you said. Is that you don't think you have one, and then you went into the bad scene at the end.
I just like there wasn't like a single scene that really blew me away. I guess if I had to pick one, it would be the scene of the general showing up at the Ash Ladies like camp, because of that really cool gun moment and the fact that it was just so visually beautiful. But the narrative really let me down a bit. Chandler, you had real quick before I say that, funniest scene was the one that Skylar said. No one said it through the podcast really. Like he like one is hanging down and he goes, "I would have been able to pull you up if you didn't just shoot me." And I thought that was kind of funny. And then after he got up, he goes, "What are we supposed to do now? Kiss?" And then he said the thing about being awkward. I really enjoyed that. That was like the only bit that was like intentionally funny that made me laugh. Another bit that made me laugh a lot was whenever he showed up dressed in the war paint and he was like, "Why didn't you invite me?" But I couldn't tell if that was supposed to be funny or not. Just to me, I thought that was really funny. Chandler, you had a fantastic point. Like, you brought up Star Wars, and I think that these movies really are Star Wars. They're just a different aspect of Star Wars. Someone that likes a longer, faster paced movie. If you're more of like a Marine type person, I think you'd like this. This is like your Star Wars. Down to the beat, where it's like the first movie is a really great introduction to the world. It has great world building. The second movie is clearly the best in the trilogy, and the third is clearly the worst in the trilogy. And it's so funny how well that this series like mimics the Star Wars movies. And I totally get the vibe that they're gonna do the exact same thing as Star Wars and just keep making more of them and keep pumping it out until it's bad and no one likes it anymore. Even though the trilogy was a good time, and I would if you are slightly interested in the series, I would recommend watching all three of them. If you were only felt like okay about the first two, I would not recommend this one. This one is very clearly a step down from the first two movies, so I would hit you with I don't recommend this. Again, I'm very sorry. Mildly perturbed. I know that you like this movie. I'm happy you like this movie. I want people to like this movie. However, it was one of those times in which in the theater, if you're not thinking about it, like, it's going to be a fun time because there's action happening on the screen. Things are going from one thing into another in a way that like flows. The 3.25 hours went by like pretty fast. And I would say that it's relatively justified because it's pretty action packed. But like, if you're looking for a narrative, it's not justified at all because most scenes are wasted. Most scenes could be removed from the movie. It's not worth your time. In that aspect of it, and most of the characters that you love are going to be completely ruined in this movie, or at least you're going to feel like they are if they aren't completely ruined. So I give this a 6.5. I give it the same thing that Austin gave it. I think it is very clearly the worst in the trilogy. Were you going to say 7?
I give you a 6.
Oh no, I don't think it. I think Austin likes it way worse than less than I do. I still like it more than him. I didn't know if I was going to say recommend or not recommend because I left the theater and was like, all right, that wasn't that bad. But then like, as I thought about it, I liked it less.
That's what like I was kind of doing. Like, again, because I really like Avatar. Yeah. It's fun. It's cool. I like the world. I like the fantasy idea. This movie just didn't do anything for me, so I don't want to recommend it.
It felt like such a waste of time, but like while I was watching it, it didn't feel like a waste of time, you know, because like it was visually fun.
Yeah.
I guess it's my.
They didn't market near as much for this film, right?
No, I barely saw anything, but I also don't have cable, so I don't know.
So to nobody's surprise, with our 6.5 and 7.5, our Mediak average for this is a 7. Which overall is still a good movie. I feel comfortable saying it's a 7, but again, I think this one gets a thumbs. I don't even know because like I want to say
one
it's
of
a thumbs up.
Okay, because
I thought you said we couldn't do that though. I thought you said it had to be this.
No, in an overall ranking of the Mediak thing, because the CG is amazing. If you really like that form of art, you're gonna be fucking blown away with the series. So like, obviously, it's not bad. The narrative is passable, which is better than bad, obviously. So like, we can't say it's bad, but like, there's parts of it that are gonna upset you if you really enjoy certain aspects of filmmaking.
Yeah, like there's a good chance your favorite character is completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so,
just
like,
the way that the movie is. It's such an interesting franchise. It's
Yeah,
exactly how I
um,
feel about Demon Slayer. But
yeah.
whatever.
But we'll
There's
see what the fourth has. So
No, we're
let's break
not.
into
We're
the
not
news,
doing.
Jack.
Dude, I like with the second one. I said, "Oh, I'm excited for the
I'm probably
third
gonna-
one." I don't want to do. Like, there's no reason for us to do the fourth and the fifth movie whenever they come out on the podcast because we have to do them standalone now because we've already reviewed 1, 2, and 3. So I just don't see a point in doing it unless people really want us to. Because this community fucking sucks. You guys are the worst. I don't see
Okay,
any
not
reason
all
to
of them.
jump back in this again.
My interactions I've had recently have been pretty
Not
nice.
all of them. Not
Yeah.
all of them.
The Instagram and TikTok side of things have been pretty nice. We got a couple comments on TikTok that I was responding to, and they were like, you know what? Yeah. Like, I agree with what you're saying. I'm like, man, I really agree. I'm so glad that you think the same things as us right now.
Mildly Perturbed had some really great points, so that's pretty awesome. And then we had some other people commenting. I guess I should say that compared to other communities, we are getting more negative comments than the positive ones. I should say. Not that everyone in the community is bad. I mainly did that rant at the beginning for funnies.
I got called out for how I watched my movies.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, that
funny.
was fun.
Yeah,
That was
that was awesome. We got called out for
Right.
not having children for some reason. Okay, cool. Nice.
What? Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah. All right. Into news. We're getting a
that?
new. So we all had a rumor that we are going to get a Mummy continuation, a Mummy 4, but we're actually getting a Mummy reboot, another Mummy reboot. So that's going to be releasing pretty soon. Actually, what is that? April of this year, April 17th of this year.
Wow.
Directed by Lee Cronin, the guy who did Evil Dead Rise, the most recent Evil Dead movie. I didn't really see anything else on his filmography other than that. So unless I'm wrong, just let me know in the comments what else he did. But I think I'm really somewhat interested in it. Like, obviously the other Mummy was garbage, but the first Mummy was pretty sick. I think it's a good idea pulling in someone that's pretty unnamed because then they can just kind of be as creative as they want with it.
Yeah.
Like, it's different. Like, the other one was marketed as like, oh, this is Tom Cruise's Mummy. Well, this is just like, this is some dude's mummy movie, you know, and I think that's much better. I think that's so much better.
They don't have to fit a standard.
Exactly.
I wish we had like that dark universe or whatever
No, you
they're
don't.
trying to sell. Yes, I do, bro.
don't.
Yes, I do. I want Cthulhu, bro.
That would be sick. That would be really sick, actually. Next bit of news is we got an official casting for the live action Kratos in the God of War TV show. It is Ryan Hurst, which I don't really know him, but he has a beard. I think he's gonna do great. I don't know.
Did he play Thor in one of the characters?
Did he?
Am I mistaken? I thought I saw stuff. I could be so wrong. Where I thought he voiced Thor, maybe. But he's playing Kratos.
He is playing Kratos. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paramount is apparently suing Warner Brothers for financial disclosure regarding the Netflix deal because they have been rejected 87 times in different pitches, which is crazy to say that. They're just really upset about not winning, like, come on, dude, just take the L, just chill.
7?
Yeah. They're like, there's no way that you are okay with taking a less bribe than us. Like, there has to be some sort of thing that you're not disclosing related to this deal. This is ridiculous. All right, Paramount, calm down there. Okay, sometimes maybe people just don't like you. Okay, maybe that's what it is.
Which they have literally nothing on their subscription
exactly.
to offer, dude. Like, you got the Mission Impossible movies. You might have SpongeBob.
Who cares now?
Some live, like, I don't know, like NBC, that's Peacock. CBS is on Paramount. I think.
They have some football games.
Yeah, some. They literally have nothing. I think they maybe got something recently. They have. Oh yeah, they have UFC fighting on there now.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
but like, yeah, they really have nothing.
Since we're speaking of streaming stuff, apparently overall, I guess they polled Netflix, HBO Max, and Disney Plus, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and apparently streaming subscription prices have raised by 19.5% in December of 2025 alone. which is crazy. That's
Damn.
awesome. People were like, "Oh, do streaming because it's cheaper than cable," but like at this point, I feel like they're the same.
It's getting close.
Yeah, just pirate everything. Do that.
Mhm.
Tatiana Maslany, who plays She-Hulk, reportedly left Marvel, is not going to be in Doomsday, and reportedly claims that she's not going to be working for Disney anymore. However, she says that her departure was on good terms, and I'm like,
That sounds like it wasn't.
yeah, it's definitely not. 100%, it's not. Especially, well, I mean, they only say that. Oh, wow. Okay, never mind. It's getting even more evidence of the fact that it wouldn't be on good terms because apparently the studio is opening to recasting her character, and it's okay because now they're just cutting her scenes because she wasn't, like, in quotes, she wasn't essential to the next Avengers film. What the fuck? This is clearly very much not good terms. This is a lie.
Very much not good terms.
Yeah, this is
I wonder
definitely.
what could have transpired though.
It's probably Disney just being a bunch of dickheads. I guarantee it was something along the lines of like, oh, we want to like use your voice in AI or use your likeness in AI, and she was like, I don't want that in my contract. So they probably were like, all right, you have to leave. Because that's what it is
insane.
most of the time. That's why all the actors went on strike for video games last year because Call of Duty started doing that for. I don't know if you guys know about this, but there was like another actor strike last year, but specifically for like video game actors because Call of Duty started implementing AI voice characters like in their games, and they wanted to like include because of that, actors wanted to include in their contracts that you couldn't AI like generate their specific voices. So then people started like boycotting games. That's why in Zombies, Chandler, there's like 4 maps that don't have cutscenes because, or actually, there's 4 maps that don't have intro cutscenes, and then some of them have outro cutscenes, but they aren't voiced because all the actors are on strike because they don't want to have their voices AI generated in it. It just was like something that was going on with that, and it connects to that. I completely forgot what we were. Oh, Tatiana Maslany. I'm just saying, like,
Yes.
It makes sense if the video game stuff happened that way, that they're trying to do that with acting. So then obviously she would get upset about it. No, I'm not saying that's what it is. That's just what I think it is. Okay, next news. Sorry, I forgot.
Could
This
be
is
it.
my segment. Sorry, what was it?
That's like that'd be crazy if that's it, but like it makes sense.
It's just the day and age we live in right now, you know?
Yeah.
Sky's the squirrel attacking.
I feel like some people already agreed to that. Like, didn't Bruce Willis say if they could
Probably.
use his
I don't know.
voice?
I mean, if he.
No, I don't think
agreed
Lily
to
can
it,
actively
whatever.
make it up my driveway because it's so icy. I don't think Lily can make it up the driveway. Yeah.
Oh, you should probably go help her, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look at. Yeah, I'll be back.
Wait till after the news segment, actually. No. I'm going to finish out the news segment, and if you're not back, I'm just going to pause again because like we need to have you here for
Okay.
the next segment. No, you could. I'm saying you could fucking leave. Dude. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, I thought you were saying wait.
No, we're gonna finish off the news. Go help your girlfriend, and then I'm just gonna pause and wait for
Thanks. Thank you. I'm sorry.
you. No, you're good, dude. I mean, it's not even relevant to Skylar anyway because I don't think he knows about the franchises that I'm gonna be talking about here.
Okay.
Got a confirmation of the next Game of Thrones thing. Tomorrow, as of filming this, a couple days ago, as of the upload of this, the next Game of Thrones series started. The one about Sir Duncan and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. I'm not going to watch it until it's over, just like other Game of Thrones stuff for obvious reasons. But the next thing that we're going to be getting, or something that they're starting working on soon, is an Arya Stark spinoff TV show, which is very interesting because Kit Harington said that he's not going to make an appearance because he's not interested in playing the character of Jon Snow anymore. I don't know. This show just feels very cash grabby to me because she was a very cash grabby character. Because I didn't enjoy her towards the end of the series at all. Because I felt like she was like protected, if that made sense, you know?
Yeah, no, I get you. I actually forget so much about the show for probably good reasons.
Yeah.
Not the first 6 seasons. There was no good reasons for that. But I'm with you on waiting. I mean, I heard House of Dragon started off really good and it's fallen flat since. Like, I'm not sure if there's 3 seasons out or not.
The 3rd season.
Whatever. The most recent was. Okay, I heard the 2nd season wasn't as good.
Yes, that's what everyone seems to say. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't blame you for waiting. But like two more spinoffs, or
yeah.
Since
I mean,
Game
the
of
Sir
Thrones,
Duncan one
fun.
actually does seem interesting to me. So like, I'm curious about it, but just because Game of Thrones is the series that it is. I'm not gonna watch it as it comes out for the sake of disappointment.
Yeah. Fair.
Next news:
Fair.
the Legend of Zelda movie will be. This is a deal that just recently went in place between Sony and Netflix. Legend of Zelda movie will be exclusive to Netflix after its theatrical run. So it'll still get time in theaters, but after it's in theaters, it'll be going to Netflix. Don't care. Okay. like whatever. It means nothing if you said like, I'll be back.
Yes, thank you.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That deal means like blank movie is appearing on blank streaming service. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Neat. At least it's going to be available. I guess that's my takeaway.
Like, yeah, why do they have to say that it's exclusively? I mean, I guess maybe because it's exclusive, but like we know it's going to end up somewhere.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's stupid.
Yeah. It's interesting though.
Worst news for last, obviously. Amazon is continuing doing its best to try and ruin everything that it owns. A new reality TV show in the same vein as Netflix's Squid Game, The Challenge, and Beast Games. Fallout is getting its own reality TV show through Amazon. Yes, more Beast Games, more Beast Games. Yes, I love the Beast Games. Why? Like why?
I don't know.
Who fucking cares? It's going to be the same thing as watching the Beast Games and watching Netflix's Squid Games, The Challenge. Like, what's the point? It could just go watch Big Brother or go watch Survivor. This is just stupid.
They're piggybacking off of success off of those, I think, and just hoping that fans are like, yeah, it's close enough, and I'm really itching to watch some Squid Games.
Were they even successful though? Like Beast Games got I don't know, fucking decimating in reviews. And
it went on clips on social media. They got a lot of attention.
Probably, yeah, but like it's different. That's because it's Mr. Beast. It's like
you also shouldn't be making shows for clips.
Yeah, exactly. It's their TV shows that cost millions of dollars. And also, did you guys even know? You guys might have. I don't know how into Squid Game community you are, but did you even know that they made a reality show based off of Squid Game?
Think so, yeah.
Really?
It's crazy. I think
is this the
vaguely remember hearing that.
Is this the one where it was like a ton of people in the neighborhood and they all had a chance to take a large amount of money I remember the one clip.
Squid Game, it's literally the competitions from the TV show Squid Game, but people are in it's Big Brother, but the competitions are competitions from the TV show Squid Game.
Yeah, it's how original.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Also, like, I can't imagine that show got a lot of views, you know? Like, come on.
I don't know. We can check. I can check the numbers.
I do know someone though that all this seems right up his alley. Like I think he watched.
Is it the same Defender?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
He's the type of guy that watches a streamer, and anytime the streamer says, "Yo, chat W," he goes, "Oh yeah, chat W, yeah,
yeah." I could see that. No, but yes, he's that kind of person. But
so cringe. Okay, that's all my news, by the way.
All right, I'm looking up the I'm trying to look at the success.
Okay, then
and the only thing that I'm seeing is the prize was $4.5 million.
Oh, that's how much Netflix wasted then.
Like, they said it was the largest like reality TV like winning that you could have.
Neat.
But I'm seeing this one person on Reddit says it makes it one of the best reality TV show competitions that Netflix has ever put out.
What?
Yeah, to be in probably, but maybe not.
And then it says the Squid Game's taking the world by storm, nearly 600 million views across the first 2 seasons. But that's just Squid Game. That's not the reality TV show.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, it's irrelevant anyway.
It is.
You can put it in the comments, or someone could comment and tell me I'm wrong and that it's actually super popular.
All right, it's time for my favorite segment.
Oh yeah,
Chandler.
Yes, Sky.
What have you been watching?
Honestly, not really much. Just surprising. I'm looking back on this past week, and it feels all like a blur. But I know I watched JJK. I watched those 2 episodes. They're pretty good.
I haven't watched it.
The third one's out.
Yeah.
I watched it.
It drops Thursday.
It's the lowest rated one ever.
Yeah, which
Really?
is like that's stupid.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's rated that low.
Yeah.
Keep going, Jen. Sorry.
People were just expecting more, like their expectations too high.
It was like background and information. There was no fighting. So people were
Necessary
like,
stuff, though.
"Ooh,"
So-
you know,
Oh, that's right, because
they were explaining rules and stuff.
I mean, shit.
It picks
It's
up
necessary.
legitimately exactly where you are. They don't really leave that room. So
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, whatever. And as long as it's interesting, I could always.
You'll like
I'm
it.
always good for those
You'll like
episodes.
you'll like it.
Although, like, I do love to have an episode afterwards to watch, so I can understand why people might be a little disappointed. That way, for that reason, just wait. Don't watch it every week. Like they shouldn't let that affect the rating. Okay. Other than that, maybe some Balatro. Like honestly, guys, I don't know what I've done this weekend, but it's really not watch or play any games. Or not weekend, but oh yeah, it's probably because I'm studying now for my exam. That
Oof.
probably makes sense. Less time
Yeah.
for life.
Skylar area.
Yeah, although I'm not in the like 5 a.m. club or whatever the heck time you get up at. Hell no.
That's me, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm in the second club.
Yeah.
No way. No way. But yeah, honestly, it's very short for me. But I really haven't been watching much this week.
Jan, my advice is just let yourself study for like an hour or something before work. It saves you so much. I
That's
promise.
the move.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is. I was studying after, and then I switched to studying before, and it's 100 times better.
I
Okay.
know like it's gonna suck waking up so early. For
It
for
feels
a
so
bit,
worth it.
but like being able to do that like earlier on in the day and not having to do it later on in the day, gives you so much more time to do other stuff that's more enjoyable. Like
Mhm.
every single day
Yeah.
since starting my new job and getting my new time where I have to wake up at 5 a.m, I'm always at the start of the shift like I can't wait. Like I'm so excited that my shift ends so early on in the day because I could then go take a nap. But by the time the end of the day hits and I just have like so much time left, I never want to take a nap, and then I always like go and do other things. It's going to be the same thing for you. You're going to feel so like justified for doing it.
Yeah.
I know you're going to be
I'm
like,
just not
nope.
that kind of person,
Yeah, he's
though.
gonna be
You know,
like, no, I'm gonna
I'm so much
sleep.
more of a night owl than
Right.
anything.
Right.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but
It's gonna
I always hated because I would wake up for work and then I'd work until like 5, and then I'd study for like 2.5 hours and eat dinner. So that's like 3 hours total. So it's already 8 o'clock. And then I had to get ready for like the next day, and I only have like an hour or something to myself. And I started waking up like earlier, study before like 5. Now I have like 5 hours to myself, despite only having like 2 hours changing.
Mhm.
So like it feels a lot better. So you can always try it for like a week. If you don't like it, swap back.
Or just don't,
Yeah.
because we're just fucking guys, you know? We're
No,
just
I
talking.
appreciate the advice.
Yeah, it's just I feel bad because like I do know what you're going through, and that's something I didn't. It made me feel better.
The
I feel
reason
like
I
I'm
said
studying a
something
little
is
better
because
too.
we're recording it. I was like, I don't know, someone out there might be interested in it. I wasn't necessarily
Yeah.
saying it to specifically you.
Maybe somebody's in the
Yeah.
same boat. Yeah,
Might help.
but
Okay. No, I appreciate it.
worst comes worst, you try it, you don't like it, you go back to bed.
Or just don't try it. Sleep's pretty sick, dude.
Yeah.
Sleep is
That's
awesome.
it. I think always make sure you're
I
getting
do
great
like
hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that all you've been watching? Playing any games besides?
Yeah, that's.
Buffalo?
I played some World War Zombies 2 last night. My friend Mike, Mike, friend of the show. He his cousin was visiting, so we were playing some World War II Zombies, which I didn't have anything downloaded that was 4-player co-op split screens.
Right.
Well, 3-player. So we just did 2s. It's such a great game. We played the Groston House. We made it.
I love Groston House.
We had an over under. Mike was like round 6, and I was like, "What?
Dude,
you little faith."
Come
I know.
on, yeah.
I know.
He doesn't
But
know
then
that
he
we've
said-
been training. Come on.
I know, bro. This is like we're past that training arc, dude.
Yeah.
But I definitely forgot the mystery box and like the Easter egg. So he was doing that for us. We made it. The over under was round 20. We died round 21.
No.
Oh,
So,
good
So
line.
we barely made the cutoff.
That's
But yeah,
I've been
that's
thinking about like going and making a tier list of all my because survival maps are like my favorite part of zombies. And I want to make like a tier list of all the best survival maps. Like Grosset House is probably like the best one, if not like
it's so
one of
good.
the best. So fucking good, dude.
It's hard though, more than one person. I feel like
Yeah.
that map is best solo because otherwise you run into each other.
But that's the
and it's
fun of
just
it,
so
you know.
hard.
It's such a tight like map. There's no other
Close.
survival map that has less space than that. You know?
Yeah, no, seriously, the hallways are narrow and the zombies jump out all the time.
Yeah.
That does make camo so important in that.
Yeah.
Like it's vital, life or death.
Yeah. Without a doubt. I World War II Zombies is underrated, big time.
So Zach,
Yes.
what have you been watching?
Isn't it
I know
great?
you got something good for me.
I don't have anything good, honestly, but I
Yeah,
do
you do.
have a good transition because what I've been playing a lot is Call of Duty Black Ops 7 Zombies, just because like I have a bunch of I haven't played all that much over the last couple weeks, so I have like a couple weekly challenges that I had to get done and catch up on. And there's like they added a new survival map, so I have to get that new round 50 challenge on that one. So I'm working towards that. It's just easy. I don't have the time to do it, you know, because they take like several hours. And I know that save and quit is an option, but every time I save and quit at like round 30, I look at my gun and I'm like, well, this is the same starting gun that I had, and it was at level 1 whenever I started, so it doesn't have any attachments on it. But now it's level 30. So if I like restarted now, I could put attachments on it, and then I could get back up to that. And then I get up to 30, and I finish the camo grind for that gun, and I save and quit because it's too late. And the next day I go back in, and I'm like, now there's no reason for me to use this gun because the camo grind is on it. So I have to restart again. It's the same. It's a repeating cycle. So I don't think I'm ever gonna get round 50 on the Ascension remake. So that'll be fun. What other things did I watch? Me and G have 4 episodes left of My Hero. We were at a very similar part last week, though. We haven't watched a whole lot recently. But that's basically it. I've been basically doing Mediak stuff or work or Call of Duty Zombies this week. Other than that, so yeah, I don't have anything fun.
Rivals?
Yeah, I've been playing a bit of Rivals. I haven't played Deadpool, but he seems like a very high skill level character that is not interesting for me right now. But he seems fun. He seems very much like Deadpool, so I'm very excited for him to be in the game in general. Except for the fact that if you ban Deadpool, you only ban one of the 3 Deadpools. That's a little interesting.
If you collude with the other team.
Yeah, but that's dumb. I don't like that. No.
There's 3 Deadpools.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 for each category.
Yeah. But you only can play
Interesting.
as 1 per team. So like if you choose Vanguard Deadpool, it gets rid of the attacking and the strategist one, and vice versa for all the other categories. Like if you pick the DPS one, it gets rid of the Vanguard and that.
Okay.
And they all are like they all have like the same baseline of their abilities, but they all like change slightly so that they can be in each different category. And I think they made that really, really interesting. Like he's a really well made character. There's just a lot to him that I'm just like, I don't want to learn it.
Sounds interesting.
I just hate that these 3. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I think dumb.
It's
I wish they would just
definitely
pick one skills for everything.
Yeah.
Is it like a different Deadpool? Or
No, it's the same guy.
Same
Same guy.
It's gonna make the skill gap, like maybe not skill gap, but it throws a wrench in the meta that might not be good for the game. I don't think personally, but like I can't say that it's a bad idea because it is a good idea. It's really fun that they did it. It's very Deadpool that they did what they did, but like I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be the best for the game itself.
I agree.
It'd been kind of cool if they had like different versions of Deadpool. Like
That's what somebody's saying, because it's so hard to tell which one you're fighting.
Totally, yeah. I'd say it's impossible to tell. But they were like, oh, they made the strategist one like 2 inches shorter. They made the Vanguard one like 2 inches wider.
I can't tell that.
Like I can't. Who's fucking paying attention to that in their game, bro? Not me. Like, come on.
At least this early on.
Yeah.
Like I won't know.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just stupid. Don't like it. That's basically it though. I don't have anything else. Chandler, are you ready? This is going to be the easiest one we've done in a while.
Yeah, that's what I was
Probably
gonna say.
the easiest one we've done for a
Yeah.
while. 3,
yeah,
2, 1.
Sky.
Chan,
what have you been watching?
Did you say Chan?
Oh shit, I did! I said Chan! I was looking at him. Oh my god, no! Sky! Sky! I meant Sky!
The clip.
No! Oh, fuck, dude. I messed up. I hate to see it. All right, Sky, go
I saw
ahead.
you look at him and say Chan.
Because I was looking at him, I was like,
Yeah.
Chan, start. Why are you delayed, Chan? And then you started, and I was like, oh no, I fucked up. Well, actually,
Sorry.
I didn't even. If Skylar didn't say anything, I wouldn't have noticed. I wouldn't have thought back on my words. Damn.
It's okay. You'll get the clip.
Yeah.
So I've had a very light week. I had to travel for work, so 3 days. I watched a lot of Joe Bart on YouTube because I don't know, I find him funny and he's pretty entertaining whenever I don't really want to do much. Because like these days I pretty much go to trainings like the entire day, so like I'm pretty like out of it. Like my head hurts. I just kind of want to relax. So I just throw on like a YouTube video of his and kind of like sit there and I kind of chuckle every now and then and go on my phone, do whatever, get food. So that's been a lot of what I've been doing. I've been playing Rivals a little bit. And I've only got to try Deadpool one time, and I tried Tank Pool, and I mean he's fun. So I had a good time in our game that we played, but like that's it. I'm gonna watch the football games that are coming up, and I'm rooting for the Broncos. I got my Bronco blanket right below me. I've had on for the whole. Yeah. If he's still there, then yeah, I'm still rooting for the Broncos. I just don't have on the jersey, but I'll be changing into it. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been able to do too much because like I got back and then you'll actually find this funny. I actually wanted to watch this movie on Thursday, but Caden and Lily. I watched the new episode of JJK, but I had Caden over, so it was Caden, me, and Lily on the couch, and I put on the Avatar movie so I could watch it. So I'd finish it at like 9 or something, and they bullied me to take it off the TV. They didn't want to watch it, and I was like, "Oh,
it's
okay."
your house and also your TV. You were watching it, bro.
Yeah, I know, but like I felt bad, so I did turn it off. And like I put on, like Lily said, like Joe Bart, because she was wanted to like kind of like rot to that, and I was like, okay. And then she didn't even watch it, so I was like, I could have just put this on and then just got it done, and then I would have been able to do whatever on Friday. But no, it's okay. I ended up watching it. I think the quality of the one I watched anyway ended up being a little bit better, so a little nice little surprise, I guess. But yeah, I haven't been able to watch too much, but I'm hoping this next week I'll be able to watch a good bit more, especially because I have off work on Monday, so that's pretty nice. So I have a whole extra day. Pretty excited. Yeah, but it really hasn't been too much. This is really where Austin probably would have come in clutch here. What we were watching, he definitely had something good. I'm excited to hear his next week.
We've already yapped all that much. We don't need to fill in time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I might like try and watch like this weekend that's not like football related is I kind of want to watch the Marty Supreme movie, so I might do that.
That's a good idea.
How much longer is that deal before we think?
I don't know. Probably not long.
Yeah, okay.
No idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's all I got.
Any other quarrels you guys have this week? Anything else?
No, Jake Sully's a horrible father, and nobody else can convince me otherwise, no matter how many comments you say.
At Bradley. We're talking about you specifically.
Well, I'm not even just saying with anybody.
Yeah.
Just anybody.
What's next week?
Next week, Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Because Billy at my old workplace was like, I was like, oh, you listen to the podcast. What do you have any recommendations for things just to watch? And he goes, yes, I do actually. And I was like, oh, really? So it's gonna be like one of your favorite movies. And he goes, I want to see what you guys think of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Okay.
I would be completely fine not touching this movie again. I'm going to leave it how it looks like whenever I was like a child. I'm so terrified because it's one of my favorites as a kid.
It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be so bad.
I'm pretty excited for it. I think it's going to be at the very least shorter than the last 4 weeks of the movie. So.
The best positive thing I can guarantee is that it's not going to be as much of a time commitment.
Yeah, exactly.
No runtime.
Yeah.
It gives it a couple points there alone.
No, I probably won't. But
I'll give it some points for that.
Well, if you stuck around this long, thank you. And again, next week will be Shark Boy and Lava Girl. So let us know what you thought about Avatar, Fire and Ash. And again, our goal for this year is to hit 1,000 subs and just some more followers, likes, shares on social. So anything you can do, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, follow one of the socials is greatly appreciated. You don't have to. Just checking us out and watching the video is more than enough. So we want to thank you, and we'll be getting out of here. And then next week, again, Shark Boy and Lava Girl. So hopefully we'll see you then.
Don't comment if you disagree with our opinions. I'm done with it. I'm done with your community. I don't care anymore. I'm excited to be out of it. I want to know what the Shark Boy and Lava Girl community is like. I'm very excited for that. We'll see you guys next week with that. See ya.
Bye. Have a great time.